Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
HistoryTimes.org. What's going on? Shalom, everybody. I am your host tonight, Elder Rawchaa. Yes, indeed. I am here tonight on Tuesday nights with G.O.C.C Media. And guess what? We have a great topic tonight that we are going to be talking about. Yes, indeed. I was speaking with my brother AC. I had to be careful what I titled it. I really wanted to title it, I'm going to be honest with you. Black women, stop showing your behinds all over the world. But have to be careful because the black woman is basically a protected group, just so you know. For those of you guys who didn't know out there, no different than LGBT, no different than Black Lives Matter. Yes, for those of you who don't know, the black woman is a protected group, as if they really care about protecting our sisters. So, and you know what? So we decided to name it what we named it tonight. Okay? Not focused specifically on BBLs, but the booty, the butt itself. Okay? So, yes, that's where we're going to be going in tonight. And guess what? It's the vanity of it, of showing your body. We're not going to be talking about someone's behind all. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how our sisters have been tricked. We're not going in on women. I want you to understand that. I love my sisters. That's why I'm actually bringing this out. I specifically love my sisters. Or we would just let them continue to do the same thing and start marrying the other nations and say, hey, they don't want to listen. Let's just go get some of the other nations and forget about them. No, we're here to protect our sisters. They just how we have been duped, they've been duped too. It's not only women showing their bodies on social media, it's also men. Okay, on social media, showing their so-called, obliques and Ken doll and trying to be too deep. Yeah, so that's another topic for that. Maybe we should call that, you're not that deep, dude. Maybe we should call it that. You're not that deep. Okay. So, but right now we have to talk about this because I know you guys, and I hope you guys have actually been watching Elder Rawchaa Patreon on Friday because he mentioned a few things. We're going to go into that video he played once again for those who may or may have not seen it because the Project 2025, it's right on time for also Texas, wanting to separate themselves from the United States of America, okay, and become, yes, their own self-sufficient little country because Texas is really one of the biggest places in the United States of America. So, and they pretty much have everything that they need here already. So this is all a part of the same plan, though, the same diabolical plan. It's not like I'm for some Republicans or Democrats. I'm for Christ, but at the end of the day, we have to make it from one place to the next to be able to make it out of this thing. But why am I bringing this show out tonight? Why? Because basically, our poor sisters, man, they were taught to do one thing. They were taught, to where it's like, hey, let me listen to them so I can get this money to be able to secure me and my children in an apartment or housing or whatever the case may be. And now they're just pulling we got a rug pull coming very soon. We got a rug pull coming, right? And the man is going to be the fine gold that the Bible talks about. So they're going to pull the rug right out from our sisters when they were pushing this feminist movement and all these things out there. It's just really unfortunate. But this is Jacob's trouble, yet and still. Who shall rise up Judah? Listen, when it comes to survival, this is what pushes our people to focus on what really matters, according to the will of the Most High. Well, first, they will focus on fear, though, of feeding themselves. And the Romans knew it. That's why they did it in 70 AD, right? So the same thing's going to happen in the hood, but first they have to do it socially, use psychology, okay? And use all of these false flag events, use all of these so-called social movements, when we were young and even before we were thought of, to transition us to what we see today. To rug pull our sisters. They told them, you don't need a man, you can have it your way, and all of these things, when once again, a world cannot be built without men. Even a man's nature, when he walks outside, if he's looking for something and his wife is afraid, his nature is he's programmed totally different to go and exercise what God made him as, a total man in dominance. Where a woman is like, oh my goodness, that's a spider. He comes over that thing, bop, probably with the hand, and kill that thing. So once again, nothing against the rainbow gang out there and the colored people, right, who have called the rainbow their own. But the reality is, it's very hard to pretend to be someone else. And they even can tell you, these videos are all over social media, the internet, and YouTube, how hard it is to actually live a double-minded life, right? A double-minded life. All of the operations, all of the pills that they have to take to upkeep this alternative so-called lifestyle, right? That the Bible is definitive against. So it's a hard task trying to be a woman. Let me ask you a question. Are you women? First of all, hit that like button. Are you women out there, and those, and I'm not talking about people just from our church. That's one thing our church has to realize. When we speak, we're not just speaking for people in our church. We're speaking to gain souls. We're speaking to gain souls. And we are not downing anyone, ever, ever. The Bible said that the truth is what shall set you free. The truth only. So I'm not going to be here to do what our pastors have done all of these years, because that does not work. Obviously, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So this is not obviously for the people who already know, but you're still going to be able to learn something so you can be an ambassador and a messenger, right, to continue to help your people out there. Maybe you can give them a different perspective when you're sitting down having conversations with them at tea, at coffee, at lunch, at family dinners, whatever the case may be. If you guys haven't pushed everybody off or they haven't totally pushed you away, which is easier said than done, right? So, yes, this is what we're going to be talking about today. It's a topic that needs to be talked about. It's actually killing many people. Sisters are coming up missing, and not just our sisters. Our sisters were really put on the forefront to, as a catalyst or the forerunners of this so-called negative image of the beast. And believe it or not, everyone follows Jacob because Jacob is the former of all things. Even all of the tribes themselves followed Judah. So they will put the black woman up as the cornerstone for all of these negative images of the beast. And so every white woman wants to be like a black. Let me tell you, I hate to put it to you, but that's just the truth. And that does not mean that that's a bad thing. Who would not want to be like the former of all things? That's like us as Israelites. Why would we not want to be like our God? We come from him. He made us, but why wouldn't we not want to be like our God? So if I was a Gentile, why would I not want to be like Jacob? I can accept being a Gentile in my pureness, in my quality of how the Most High made me. But why would I, as a Gentile, you can't blame the Gentiles for wanting to be like us. The problem is when they try to steal, and we're not talking about the good Gentiles. We're talking about the Gentiles who obviously are together with this diabolical plan. They try to steal and copycat our culture. But let me tell you, the nations have always clinged to us. There's nothing wrong with a Gentile being motivated by an Israelite. That's why, because we were the people who were told in the Old Testament under Moses, right, that we were going to be a light to the Gentiles and an example to them. What's wrong with that? So don't always bring out some negative thing, and I mean Gentiles too. Why would you say that about us? No, this is the truth. If there's a teacher and there's an example, a person to follow, a good leader to follow, you follow that person. That's how the world becomes a better place. You see what happened now. The Bible says that the Gentiles would come and say, surely our forefathers have taught us lies. So, hey, it doesn't matter about a color. It doesn't matter about who someone is or where they come from. If they're doing right by you, your family, your nation, people in general, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, hey, Gentiles, there's nothing wrong with you trying to be like Jacob. I'm going to have to put that out there. It's the copycats that we don't like, who take our style and who, incentivize themselves off of it and, financially get all the benefits from being us. So it's time for us to find out, how do we benefit ourselves from just being us and whom our God told us to be, instead of us following the people who are trying to be us. Black people, so-called black people, Israelites. Do you know that you're in a pinball machine, like a pinball, you just keep going through the same rat race? Do you know that Kim Kardashian, and no disrespect to people who want to do whatever they want to do with these BBLs and all of these surgeries, she's trying to be like you. And then you go back, and I'm just putting this out there, a perspective so you can understand, hey, take off these glasses and just put on some other glasses. Put on the glasses of Christ. See, this one broke, but put on some other glasses, man, of Christ, the sight of Christ. Because if you don't, these people have something planned for you. They have something planned for you. We'll talk about what I'm drinking later. You already know it's KIIYSupplements.com. Just threw a little strawberries inside of the BCAAs. That's how we do it. Make my little daughters want to jazz it up a little bit. But yeah, these Gentiles are trying to be like our black sisters. The petticoat in the times of King James, they had the petticoat so the dress would go out. But our sisters already had the nice little, they had the nice little small waist. And then guess what else? The whole parachute, naturally. And it's not that, and I want to say this does not mean that other Gentiles did not have shape. That is an actual misconception. It's a misconception. That's why a lot of black dudes, when they see other Gentiles, they're like, because they have never really seen that outside of an Israelite. But you're not even supposed to see it. But modern day attire allows you to see such a things through Satan's empire and all of these evil compromisings and transitions, you see. But our sisters had something natural, and it's kind of crazy, and they're brainwashed, because our poor sisters we're following people who are following us. That's a total idiotic stupor. Kim Kardashian, all of these so-called celebrities are literally going to get lips like you. Look at their before and after pictures of their sisters and all that. Their lips are more thin, and that does not mean you're a bad person if you have thin lips. This is the problem. Be who you are. So that when we have tribes and nations and people, we can identify each other because of this, because of these attributes. This people over here, they do this. They call the hunter. They're this and that, right? Now, obviously, some of Esau have mixed with Ishmael, and some of them have different features now. Some of them now would not only have red hair, they would also have a little brown, they would have brunette hair. And then some of them, because Ishmael is very close to Jacob, because they come from Abraham, they would have a little different shape. So, listen, this is how nations were formed. This is how nations were formed. All of these little vain things, that part doesn't matter. What we're saying is once we became the children of Israel, we got a promise. And that promise got let go through our disobedience. But right now, we're talking about the sisters tonight to help them. Not to downgrade them, defame them, or make them feel ashamed. Who's going to help our sisters? Who's going to tell our sisters that soon someone's going to turn their back on you? The brothers have already made up their mind that they're tired. And they're tired because many reasons we're going to talk about tonight. But they're not, hey, they're not exempt. Once again, we've all been caught in the curses. Our brothers are not exempt. We've all been caught in the curses. But right now, the man is getting ready to be fine gold, not the sisters. Our sisters know in their mind right now, I need a man to survive, not just survive financially, mentally, to secure me. I'm an adult, so there's some things that a woman requires until she can, unless she really dives in and really gets a very good relationship with the Most High, to just put that off and out of her mind. It can be done too. There's many people who, without physically becoming a eunuch, spiritually, just focus on the Most High and just, if something else has to be added later, it will come for them if it be the Most High's will. It can be done. So that's not to discourage. Many sisters and brothers are already doing it. In fact, many nations who don't know our God do it before marriage. They focus on life and their God and their own priorities before they just jump into something. So let us not be weak and think that it can't be done. It is a war. It's not easy, but it can be done. But understand, my sisters, you have been deceived into becoming the image of the beast, the daughter of Babylon. Not just the daughter of Babylon. Obviously, we see all these Babylonians and all of these so-called Gentiles coming over here, these migrants, right? They're coming over here doing the same thing that they were doing in the time of Babel in Iraq, or what the Bible translated before in Erech, because they erected a tower to heaven. It's spelled in the Bible E-R-E-C-H, and then they translated it modern day to Iraq. Okay, so yes, all of these migrants and people are coming over here, and they're coming to get what was promised, so-called promised to you. But really, what did the devil really do? And how did he slight you? He really separated man from woman. The same trick he used in the garden again. And the Most High said, what God put together, let no man put asunder. Those are the laws, though, that they're pushing conservatively to come back in 2025. They're saying, hey, I'm going to play it for you. Hey, marriage should not be split. But what about all these broken marriages and everything now? Boy, let me tell you. Ooh, boy. It's going to be crazy out here. It's enough we're already seeing, there's what was that factory where they caught all of these body parts being sent there and sold? They have a whole new agenda they're coming through with all these body parts with AI and this RoboCop new age thing coming. And let me tell you, if you don't have protection, it's going to be scary for you. That's just the reality. If you're not under the elders, a husband, some type of man, some type of fatherhood, some type of protection, and you have the mindset that you think you can do it all from watching Superwoman, which is total, I mean, it's total mess, total garbage. It's just like, how could we even let something like that brainwash us? We have, though. So, before I go into this, obviously, I'm going to promote something really quick because this is my beautiful brothers. I'm going to promote something just really quick before we dive in, because I may not have time to go into it later. So let me get it really quick, if you guys don't mind. Let me all right, fair use. New track coming by Bishop Amont featuring Lawya and King. It's called Drip.
Drip, straight dripping. Drip, straight dripping. I know you see me, I be coming down. Ice water, man, I know you see the drip.
One more time.
I trip so hard, I trip so hard, shining like the brightest star. Stars were meant to shine, that's why you made all of these reply. Higher than the highest mountain, cause you're my God. Drip, straight dripping. Drip, straight dripping. I know you see me, I be coming down. Ice water, man.
All right now. So get ready for that. You know, because, man, these are some very, very talented brothers. Very, very talented brothers. You know what I mean? So, all praises be to the Most High for that. I can't wait till that comes out. Just stay tuned to Bishop Amont's page. Okay, Lawya and King's page, and you will know when that thing is coming out, because it was fun, it was amazing, and you know, long time coming to do a song with one of the kings of R&B and the truth. You know what I mean? I call him the righteous tank. You know what I mean? So not only is he a tank, but you know, he's coming with that tank sound, but that's his own sound. But I'm just saying, it reminds me of Tank. It's just a beautiful thing. So man, listen, and all my brothers, I sent over like 5 to 10 beats out yesterday for my mixtape, Lawya and Kingdom Come. So I got a lot of brothers who's gonna be on this mixtape, and some album tracks that's coming soon, and I got more to send out. So I'm working. It's a lot of things coming, man. So just get ready. It's, you know, I let Bishop Amont hear something. He said, y'all know y'all ain't right for that, because we've been holding some stuff that, you know, people, that people, the newbies, let me say the newbies, who thought that it was a game. You know, hey, I came in with Lucifer be gone. So all praises be to the Most High. I'm gonna just let that speak on it. I came in with Lucifer be gone for my first track. So all praises be to the Most High, man. I can't wait to see all you beautiful people for Passover. Once again, make sure you hit the like button. We're getting ready to go in. We're gonna show a few videos before we go into scriptures to try to help our sisters, man, because you know, I'm really worried about, you know, some of them. I can't over worry, because prophecy is going to be prophecy, and only those who are written in the book of life shall be in the book of life. But I still have to put this out there in case a beautiful sister, and when I say beautiful spiritually, comes across this, who wants to find their God, that they can say, you know what, I probably should consider this here, and, you know, maybe change my ways. And I'm going to say this, we were out there street speaking, and it kind of made me angry. I'm not going to lie to you. We all get angry sometimes, and because we were street speaking in the hood. We were on the street speaking in one of the hardest hoods in Houston. You know, that's just what we're supposed to do, right? So we're out there trying to help our people, And when we get ready to, shut down, we see a sister. She was watching from afar, and I get ready to pray with the brethren, right? And she didn't want to come close, it seems, because I guess she was trying to figure out, who we were. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love the Israelite attire, but sometimes it scares our people off because of the other camps. So that's why a long time ago when Elder would dress in all white and try to just balance it off, because the other camps would be, they scaring our people off with fishing with hooks and throwing rocks into the lake. Let's just say it like that in a way of parables. They are just scaring our people away. The sister said that, they were coming, the purple group, Donatello group. And I mean no disrespect. I just don't want to put people's name out there. They are out there, and and that's the way they teach. But unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you, brothers. That's the whole purpose of Christ, was to actually comfort our people. And when I say comfort, I'm not saying just tell them what they want to hear. I mean, try to bring them back into the Holy Spirit, into the comfort. But unfortunately, I know that's impossible, because when you're not baptized, you don't receive the gift of the Holy Spirit according to the scriptures. And that's not up for debate. That's just scripture. So they're telling my sister, who was working as a security guard, they're going on her about wearing pants. The first thing she needs to understand is being embraced. She needs to understand Christ. So that's why I'm telling y'all, when sisters' lessons come out from this church, we never bashing our sisters. We have to put it out there for sisters who don't know, and for sisters who may need to put the shoe on if it fits the size. It's just what it is. Sisters who are already operating right, so be it. But we have to put it out there to help our brothers and sisters from time to time and put them in remembrance. So my sister's like, hey, I was hearing what they were saying, but they were going on me for wearing pants, and I don't even know any of this stuff. I'm still trying to learn. And you have to transition people. So this is the thing. When you go fishing, you catch a fish. Now you know what happens usually when people just try to grab the fish and just throw it. Either you're going to break the line, or sometimes you get it. Sometimes. But that's very rare. A lot of times you grab the fish or you put it in the net. You have to transition the fish out of the water. And then you have to scale the fish and clean the fish. You get what I'm saying? You have to do all of these things before you can actually eat the fish. And to those who have ears, let them hear. So what I'm saying is, we end up giving this sister a flyer. And all praises to the Most High. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Huh? You see? That's what I'm saying. So, this is the only place. They had a song, "Don't Save Her, She Don't Wanna Be Saved." This is the only place that you can actually go and save sisters like that, if they choose to be saved. Yes, because they didn't know. They probably didn't know no better. They had broken homes. We all came from the curses. So, my sister, if you're out there listening, we welcome you to the body of Christ. We understand you won't understand everything overnight, but hey, if you got to wear pants to go to work to provide for your family, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do until you can come into the learning and the knowledge. It's not an overnight thing. The Bible says, in patience possess ye your souls. We possess our souls in patience. That means what? Time proves all things. Yes, indeed. So we're going to go in tonight. We're going to go in, but I want to first go into a few scriptures. The first one is going to be Galatians 4. Galatians chapter 4. So you guys go ahead and get that real quick. Make sure you're hitting that like button so more people can come in. We can drive the traffic in here. All right. Our new year is going to be here very soon, and I'm happy about that. You see, we have to teach our people to learn that, guys, this is the time where they play with the market, whether they get the market low, and they shoot it up in spring when the new year comes, and they know a bunch of Israelites is going to go purchase things for Christmas, go purchase a bunch of things for so-called New Year's that was changed, right? Because it used to be in March. You see? But they changed it to January, right? And then guess what? They know you're going to take your income tax and go spend it back in their stores. Instead of you investing in real estate, investing in land, investing in things that are tangible. Or you're going to go buy some rims, devalued. Or you're going to buy a new car, devalued. Unless you need the car, obviously. Instead of you saying, you know what, we're going to take 2 years and 3 years of income tax, go buy something in real estate, or do this, or invest in some stocks, or invest in some Bitcoin, whatever you invest in. Whatever God gave you the talent to have. Invest in yourself and your family. So we have to stay focused. This is our job, to go and wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You probably like, I know some people, let me tell you, we can say something like that, and our people like, I never thought about it like that. That's what we're here for. We didn't know everything either, so it's our job to learn, from our ways and to come and teach our people and to help our people. Yeah, we're not talking about those who already do it. We don't need you to type in the comments, I've been doing that. We don't care. If you've been doing it, you should have been telling your people. Don't be like the Israelites who I met in Africa. All of them said, I've been knowing I was a Hebrew. You didn't been tell us. And you haven't been telling, you didn't come and get us either. We are over here teaching the whole world the truth in captivity. When you got billions of dollars over there. So no, we don't want to hear that African stuff. I'm sorry. We love our people over there, but we don't. Africa is not saving us. All right. Israelites are. That's what we are. So, shall we go into Galatians chapter 4 tonight to help our people? Because I have to start it off like this. Galatians chapter 4 and what? And 16. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and those of you who come on and watch late because you have to work at different hours, you have different schedules. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe because they can unsubscribe you. Okay, make sure you tell your uncle, your mama, your daddy, all your family members and your friends, come and get some of this milk and some of this meat. All right? So, let us go ahead and take her off of that. We don't want to see what you got. We don't want to see none of those ads. You know what? Let me see. There we go. We back. Alrighty. Let me go to verse 16 again. You already know what it says, guys. Y'all already know what this says. Shalom, Elder Dale. How you doing, my brother? All the way up there in D-Town. Well, they don't call it D-Town. I guess they call Dallas D-Town. Detroit. What do they call it? Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Because we know we get a lot of hate. We know the devil's going to send some type of Jezebel spirit out. Or he just press a button and all the Jezebels click together like they did against my brother Kevin Samuel. Start calling in. If you don't agree, why would you call in? Don't waste your time on something you don't agree on. Can two walk together lest they agree? Can two people walk together if they don't agree? See? Motor City. All right, I got it wrong. My bad. Motor City. Never heard of that one. All praises. So, yeah, can two walk together lest they agree? No. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? We want to start it off with that. For some sisters who always think this is just talking about every sister. No, this is talking about those sisters who need the help. My sisters, we're going to talk tonight. I am tired of coming on Instagram and I just want to look for some fitness or something, seeing the hand on the hip. I mean, that's like millions of pictures with this thing. I want you to go on Instagram right now. I want everybody to go on Instagram right now. And you're gonna see some dudes. Hey, yeah. And sometimes you gotta question the dudes. You're gonna see some dudes who's all over the place, the shirt off all over the place, and yeah. Hey, it's all type of stuff going on with the dudes too, but right now we're talking about the sisters tonight. And you're gonna see sisters backside all over the place. That's a problem, according to scripture. Let me see something here. So, and let me tell you, it's all over. So if your children is watching, tell them to go in the room real quick. Just tell them to go in the room. It's not about to get x-rayed, but we need to show a perspective of what the world already knows and sees to be normal. All right. Really quick, this is fair use. This is not against anyone personal. We just randomly going on Instagram. The devil has brought sin to your doorstep. He's brought a portal straight to your doorstep. Your laptop, your television, and you have control over it. Fair use. So when you just start scrolling down, you got a boxer here. You got all, and we try to scroll down a little fast. See? You're going to see a lot of sisters. You see? Everybody taking selfies. The guys and the sisters taking selfies. They go to the little picture. There you go. Guys, we can go on and on and on. You know how this goes already. You can go on and on and on. Everybody's into themselves, like the Bible says. What they call themselves, baddies. You a baddie, all right. And guess where the baddies go? To the bad place. Huh? And I know some brothers like, ooh, Lord, wait till I get off of elder class. I got to go. What was her Instagram? That's not the one to marry, brother. You will, let me tell you, and in all reality, you will never get her unless you're going to worship her like the goddess Kali. What did they do? They went to go steal gold and silver and jewelry, and they put it before the feet of Kali and all her hands that she had. Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do to get her. She like, you can't take me to, what they call that restaurant? I forget the restaurant that the girl said, I can't believe he took me down to the Cheesecake Factory. Hey, I like the Cheesecake Factory sometimes. I like many different places. Like, it's just, it's not bad. And believe it or not, for the average person, it is a bit pricey. Don't taste as good as somebody's food at home, but I went to one of them, they had dirty cups, and I say, take that thing back. So I get it. And then the nice one that was in a nice area, in Sugarland, and it was nice and sweet. So, but you're gonna have to worship her. And let me tell you, and when your funds run out, she's gonna run to the next person. It's almost like this came from slavery, guys. The Willie Lynch is powerful because they will breed the strongest man to continue to breed strong slaves. And what do you see in rap music today? The same mentality. The women want the thugs or the thuggies. You see? But they want the thuggies because they know the thuggies are going to come back and worship them. But the thuggies are really simpletons. They're going to worship them. They have not been taught that this is not the lady to get with. You see? They want the so-called, what do they call them? Guys, have you not noticed in rap music that it's all about who's the next best real Negro? You know how they say it, nigga. Who's the best? I'm the realest. He ain't real as me. It just keeps going on. And there's not one real dude out there, guys. Like, we haven't found that out yet. It's a lot of them. And we keep competing to have that one spot, guys. It will never be one only. That's why you end up killing each other, because you have to prove to the world you're better than him. And then when you get there, another person's going to come out to prove you're better than him. Animalistic mindset. Like a lion or some type of animal. We're represented as lions, but we can't be exactly like a freaking animal. Who's going to be the next young male lion to come, to mate and all that with the females, to be over the pride of the lions? Guys, it's total vanity, and it will never. That's why you keep seeing murder, murder, murder. Oh my baby, murder, murder, murder. Oh my baby. Do we not know that this doesn't work? Sisters, you don't get tired. Huh? It's not going to work, my sisters. Before we go into the video, I know we just went to that Instagram madness. Let us go to Deuteronomy 23 and 17 really quick. Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Boy, is it raining out there tonight. It's raining bad out there. When you're out in the country, you hear the rain different. Deuteronomy 23 and 17. One moment. Hope you guys are ready. We're going to put it up there. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. I can't believe you said whore. The Bible said it. The truth shall set you free. No, every harlot does not consider themselves a harlot. As total mental illness. They're a sweet, perfect little girl who has never been touched in their mind. See? That's how you know it's a demon. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. People can do what they want to do. We're reading according to the Bible. What the Bible says. See? Yeah. So we take it all the way back for those who say they believe in our God. Those who say, I believe in God, I'm a Christian. Well, I just read something to you that there shall be no whore. And you should know by now what that is according to your fruits, according to your deeds. That women in the Bible get married. You really didn't even need the Bible to know that. You see every day on some commercial, some television show, some movie that a child comes in with a man and a woman who are supposed to be married. You've seen it somewhere. Time and chance happen to all men. You've seen it somewhere before. You've seen it somewhere before. You have. There's no excuses. What you going to go up there to heaven and say, I've never seen that before. Hey, maybe for the little few who have never seen it before, but on average, somebody have seen it before. So don't feel bad when Elder comes out with this. Hebrews 12 and 8. Hebrews 12 and 8. And for those of you who are new, I am Elder Rawchaa. It just means warrior lion. Okay? And I'm one of the leaders of the Gathering of Christ Church. Okay? You're going to learn something tonight. All righty. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 8. Let me get that really quick. You're going to want to write these notes down. Let me tell you, we're going in tonight. Hebrews 12. So, we're going to this for a reason. Hebrews 12 and 8 says what? But if you be without chastisement, meaning if we don't talk about these things, if we don't try to correct our people, whereof all are you partakers, then are you bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of the Spirit of spirits and live? Huh? So Guys, if your parent loves you, they correct you. If your teacher loves you, they correct you. If your uncle, if you any of the people in your family who are adults, especially our God, that means that we care and we love. If we don't say anything, it's like, hey, do what you're doing. I don't care about what's going on over there. Why do you think we go over there street preaching? So we can help souls. But we actually in our church change families, change lives. At least from what I've seen since I've been in it. Bring people who's had horrible relationships to a certain perspective to show them how to heal their actual relationship with Christ. While the world takes you, use and abuse you. Right? We actually counsel our people like our so-called governments and city should. Our local city authority should. They just send you to jail and like Christ said, make you pay the uttermost punishment or farthing. We actually say, you know what? Have this ever happened to you? Have you ever been through this? Why don't you try this? It says in this, according to scriptures, try that out. And if you need some help, give us a call. This is what we do for our people. We don't just say, give me your tithes. Give me your tithes and go home and watch me dance in my fresh suit and shoes and fly in my helicopter and hop in my big body Benz. And then I'll see y'all in a few months after I'm traveling around the rest of these churches. No, we actually help the people. This is what it takes to build a kingdom. Because if something happens to us, if we're not actually building the kingdom of people, who's going to do it if something happened to us? That one pastor who's receiving all the tithes. The people in the Christian church, guys, they don't actually know the Bible themselves. Like I would say 90% of them, if not more, don't actually know the Bible. Because they're still sitting in there doing all of the things the Bible says don't do. Okay? So when we come on here, understand why I just read that scripture that if the Most High or his teachers don't correct you, that means that he doesn't love you. He sent teachers among you to help you. Are the drug dealers helping you? Or the modern day pastors helping you? And when I say helping you, I'm not talking about just telling you go, it's Christmas in a few weeks. No. Do they care to have a conversation with you and your family of how you guys are doing? Do they pray with you? Do they come anoint your houses? Do they help you when you're down, when you're sick? Do they support you? This is what I'm saying. Some people can never even ever, take a picture with the pastor or anything. All right. So tonight, I had to bring that out because the sisters get not all, some sisters, certain sisters get very offended when you speak anything about a woman. You are not the voice of the women. We are. Just so you know. The men of the Most High are the teachers, or the leaders, or the people who he actually gives a prophecy and the visions, and not visions, that he gives. He tells the leaders things before they happen for the people. The flock, the shepherds over the flock, the Bible says, are men. So for the Jezebels out there, don't forget what happened to Jezebel. She's dog food. It was the same old thing for Adam and Eve again. He's following some woman. And then she turned to dog food. So if I ever get enough money, I'm coming out with it. And don't steal it. Don't try to steal my idea. Because if I see one of y'all stealing my idea, I'm going to have a problem with that. Yes, I'm coming out with dog food called Jezebel. Don't take my idea. I just gave it to y'all. Because that's some bars. But straight up. Yes, indeed. Let us go in. So, some key points I want to talk about tonight. In the times that's coming in the so-called 2025 conservative project that they want to bring forth, women may be left with nothing but themselves and their children. And you're going to see after we go through these videos. And how many men would want to take women with children with the new laws coming? because they can be subject to these laws. The modern day video vixen is no more. We don't really watch videos anymore. I mean, we don't. Everyone's on Instagram all day. TikTok, Snapchat, all of these things. Right? Let me tell you, they done found another hustle. They like, the video guys ain't paying us enough. We get $25, $50 for the video, $100 just to be an extra. And some of them have became famous and they're on certain talk shows. But because of their beauty, we need to really see, as a woman, what can we do outside of being beautiful? Guess what? Beauty does matter to a certain degree, but not that much. If you had on certain attire like every woman, what would set you apart from all women? This is what we have to ask. I'm just asking. Like Melissa Ford, she has this show with what's the guy's name? Joe Budden now. But let's be honest, what did we know Melissa Ford for? If we were men, beautiful Canadian women with a big behind and a nice shape. That's just the reality of it. No man is, let me tell you, no man in their right mind, oh, she's ugly. If he's telling you that, let me tell you, you might want to watch out for him. And you know, sisters, all your sisters like, you think she's cute? There she go. Cause she don't have that body or type. We gonna be real tonight. We gonna be all the way real. Work on yourself. Get yourself in the gym. So we got two people that's like that. You think she's cute? You're jealous. And the Bible says he hated a woman jealous of another woman. That's what the Bible says. Because the Bible says a beautiful woman making a man to basically have a good day if he sees a beautiful woman. There's nothing wrong with that. We're men. But men were made to marry their own wives and not lust after women all day. But if you see a nice woman, we're not talking about a harlot either. We're talking about a nice, presentable woman. How you doing, my sister? And she's beautiful with the spirit. She's nice. She's respectful. That's a good thing. To be able to actually see some virtue around. That's what the Bible is talking about. It's not talking about some woman with some shape. You see? That you don't see some woman just like, he ain't nothing. Just, you see that all day. But when you see a beautiful woman, whether you're single or not, you like, man, that was a nice sister. She had a good attitude. You never really see that. So that's what the Bible is talking about, right? Who can find a virtuous woman? It's not talking about a harlot is good to look at. How do we know that? Because Christ said, if a person lusts after this person in their mind, they've already committed it in their heart. And probably some new people like, what do you mean the heart? The heart is here. That heart does not think about things. This heart is the one that has a thought. So it's just a translation, but it really means the mind, the spirit. All right? So let no woman think or mistranslate what we're talking about or misconstrue what we're talking about here, okay? These sisters, outside of their beauty, what can they do? We should be more so focusing on, outside of beauty, that was just a cherry on top. How can I be a good helpmeet to a man? What do I have to offer? That's the part I'm trying to say. And guess what? Sisters are talented. Let me tell you, boy. Some things that men don't pay attention to details with, sisters will, oh, this is all you got to do, baby. Just do that, blah, blah, blah. And you be like, you know what? You might be a good helpmeet for me. I'm weak in these areas and you can help me there. Boom. See, that's what this thing is about. So your beauty will not last forever. Now, when I say that, obviously there's some sisters who keeps themselves together, but that's just, to be honest, that's not an average thing. There's some people who decide I'm going to work out and eat healthy for the rest of my life and watch what I eat, sleep, drink clean water. And they are exceptional, but we're not talking about them. Right? And then let me tell you, another thing about sisters, guys, and brothers, we get it. A lot of us are trying to hide and stay young forever. You will already be young forever. You're hiding your gray hairs, dyeing your hair. Hey, do what you want to do. I'm not in your household. If your husband like, nah, baby, I ain't ready for that. But what I'm telling you is, if you ever watch the Game of Thrones and a House of Dragons, when you see that dark chocolate man with that white hair, let me tell you, that's one of the most beautiful things to me. It almost he's almost looking like an angel. And we are afraid to be elders now, elderly sisters and elderly brothers. That's beautiful. Your body is, the Most High have given you a gift to set apart you as an elderly person. Yes, I'm not talking about me. I'm only 38 with this. Yes, I'm just, that's just my genetics or some wisdom I got. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm talking about actually elders who, as they get old and they age, they get this gray hair. And it's like, wow, look at that dark, beautiful chocolate skin with that magnificent hair. Looking like that person's an X-Man or something. Looking like a straight angel. If you watch House of Dragons, they dropped it in there. How Christ and the Most High and how they're young, but they look like they're from a whole nother place, guys. And let me tell you, some sisters still trying to get them some young cats like Erica Badu. Excuse me. She's with her daughter, around with these young cats. It's time for us to be mature and do what the Most High told us to. See, the 5% of stuff ain't helping people. You trying to get 5% over here, 5% over there. That's more than 5%. Leave it alone. It's okay to age according to the Spirit, because guess what? That's how you're potentially going to look in the kingdom anyway. You're going to have all white hair. So the Most High is really already showing your body's transferring and transitioning into the heavens as you get older. You got your gray hair, and in the kingdom, you're just going to be young with that same hair. Check it out. Beautiful. Look, some people say, I'm done. Some people, you know when you come on here, you better get your popcorn. You know when you come on here, you better get your popcorn. I was asking him, but Erica Badu, that's her name. I forgot her name. I ain't heard her name in a long time. So, we need to focus on being, not we, but women should focus on, in my opinion, according to the scriptures, being a better helpmeet instead of just beauty. You would have on certain garments and attire to where only way a man would be able to see your shape is if you were just that thick or something. If you were just that whatever. But he wouldn't be able to see it to where his thoughts would go the wrong way. A man's thoughts usually are only supposed to click on with that, as the Bible says. Husband and wife, that's a holy thing. The bedroom is undefiled. It's not supposed to just click on when I'm walking down the street. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh. And you usually become frustrated after a while as a young man. Or a man in general who's trying to hold it together. You go to the gym, you trying to hit the weights. Hey, she come over here trying to follow you around, trying to do the butt exercises in front of you. And then now the dudes is doing it too. So this is what I'm telling my sisters. You guys have been deceived to think that you are a prize. You're really putting yourself on the auction, guys. You are indirectly, spiritually putting yourselves on an auction, all on Instagram. It's nothing but an auction now. And this is, unfortunately, it sounds like that, but this is just the truth. It's like when you line sisters up, we got this sister for sale. You want that one? She got the big, she got the curves, she got the small waist. Hey, that's what it is on Instagram now. The men is just like, oh, I like this one, like that one. And hey, which one can I get in? Slide in her DMs, and how much do you want over here? I can fly you to Dubai, and some ain't gonna fly you to Dubai. Some gonna fly you to Dubai. I do lie. I ain't really got no money, but I do want you. That's, some dudes is gonna be like that too. So you gotta watch out for them. But the reality is, a lot of these Instagram so-called models, the reality is a lot of them don't work jobs, and if they do work jobs, they're in some little corner trying to make it look nice, or they're doing a lot of unholy things to get money. Why does everyone want to go to Dubai? Okay, and have an OnlyFans. And some consider it just something to pay their bills. And guess what they all have in the comments? A godly quote. Clothes is off, but they have a godly quote. I bet you, I'm just not going to do it. If you go on Instagram right now and you're going to see a sister, she done worked on her game. She got better gains in a few years. And guess what? She's showing her behind and she got a godly quote right next to it. So you know why they do that? So no one can gainsay them. You can't say I don't worship God. And in all reality, you are a harlot. In all reality. You're not fooling dudes. See, they know they're not fooling dudes. But they have to have the integrity and the cover, the surface. But we're going to go into it tonight. So we just laying it all out so we know. Don't think men don't know. Stop doing these things because you're going to be alone with the children that you're making, the bastards that you're making. When I say bastards, I am not condescending or being negative. This is what the Bible itself said. You're having a baby out of wedlock over and over and over because women actually don't know how to pick good men. That's why the fathers did it for them before. If they could pick good men, everybody would be married and stay with the same husband. Seek ye the kingdom first, and the rest shall be added unto you. Your father is teaching you in time, and he is investing into you. Your mother is investing into you. They're investing time into you that another man is going to have to teach you anyway. But if you come from a broken home, he has to teach you the scriptures and more. Now he has to be your psychologist too, because this happened to me when I was young. They wasn't there for me all these curses. So it's our job now to teach those who have been hurt and the new generation. It's our job to not go back into the curses, or the Most High is going to be angry with us. Some of you think, oh, it's not that bad what they're watching. I'm going to show you that it is that bad. I'm going to show you that it is that bad. And that they are setting you up right now. They got the sexy reds out there. They setting your children up. So when you don't comply and fit the description of what's coming in 2025, if they come with that, which they probably will, which is probably planned out, guess what? They're threatening to take your children and not support you with benefits and all that. Because in all reality, it's more women than men out there. Because a lot of men is going to be, they're gonna die. And the government is going to be your daddy like it is now. But this time they're going to give you to whoever they want all over the place. When a war comes all over the earth. This is, guys, I'm not just speaking a lesson tonight. I'm speaking the reality of what is now and what's to come. Most women are trying to hold on tight now to what they have because they know, like, oh my goodness, I see it coming. I see all of these immigrants coming in here. Do you know how uncomfortable some of our sisters were in Egypt and all that when they walking around? These Arabs are wild. You walking around, no offense, but around a bunch of normal, regular people. And when I say that, because you don't know who's looking at you, because you're the only person who sticks out as an American and as a sister. They all watching. You don't know how many sisters got turned to Muslims, beat and kidnapped and all that, beat, and they put that little ninja suit on you. All you see is the eyes, and then you are never to be heard from again. But you walking in front of everybody. But you know you ain't gonna say nothing because he didn't put them all over your butt. See? So you better stand under the Lion of Judah. Straight up. Let's go. So Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, OnlyFans. This is a new video vixens. Okay, so let's go into a little few videos real quick. Let's see what we got. Yes, indeed. It's gonna be a long one tonight, but you're gonna be able to pull out that pen and paper and study this like this is a college lesson. So get ready. And then after that, I'm gonna eat my good old pasta. Fair use. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull out a few diverse videos, guys. We're going in. Fair use. We got to get the volume on here. Where's that volume?
Black woman serious. And it's not because I don't want to talk or date or not take them serious. It's because on average, okay, your typical black woman will call me unattractive. Okay? So she calls me unattractive, but yet all the other races of women, immediately they fall in love with me. They love my personality, my character, the way I move, my intellect, how I do things. But the black woman, all she sees is, in her mind, cornball. There is no in between. There is no gray area with the black woman. Okay, so if there's no gray area, I either have to be a thug or I have to be like a super white man, like a black man that's white. And if I'm neither one of those two things, I'm in the gray area. And if you're in the gray area with the black woman, you don't exist. She does not see you. Understand?
Listen, my brothers out there, tell me he ain't telling the truth. You can be a half decent brother, and we don't mean that disrespectfully, but you know, some brothers are still learning, trying to get their little style together, and they find out who they are without having to spit game and all that corny stuff. Some brothers is getting their little self together. And most brothers, even a brother who look like Seal, if he put on some nice clothes, you can't tell him nothing, because let me tell you, our sisters be walking past some of the Judah gorillas. And then one thing I respect about the other nations, they cling to us and they not gonna lie to you. They gonna tell you everything that your God did good with making you. Let me tell you, if they can eat you for lunch, they would eat you for lunch. That's just the reality of it. You go across the world, a white woman, it's like the brother said, a black woman, oh, girl, he ain't nothing. He's broke. You see it all the times on the little dating things they do where the guys pull up in the car and act like before that they act like they don't have any money. And then the girl walks past them. Guys, it's already, the numbers in the videos don't lie. And you talking about some chick who's out there sleeping with all type of men as if she's supposed to be something special. Telling him he's nothing. He got it together. What do you have? You're walking. He can help you probably. He can change your life and give you security and your beauty. Let me tell you, you got to have a bunch of skeletons. Yeah, you got to have a bunch of skeletons just to have a good life. The gold digger prank, that's what it is. I see it over and over and over. And some of these gold diggers actually have girls, but they just showing you how. Let me tell you, I don't feel bad for those chicks either. I actually don't feel bad for them. A lot of them on the outside are pretty, but I wouldn't mess with them. We don't mess with dogs and scoundrels. Sorry. We don't. We ain't dealing with that. We're clean and holy men. So that's just the reality of it. And I'm not saying that all my sisters are that, but when a woman is cocky, walking around as if she's pure, what in your mind have told you that that's pure? So tonight I have to tell you both sides of it. That you can change from that and be forgiven, like Mary Magdalene, because guess what? She was a harlot. So Christ can help and save you. You can be saved like Rahab the harlot. Rahab the harlot actually, she was spared because when we were going to take Jericho, guess what? She was saved. There was grace even in the Old Testament. So we're not looking down on every harlot who don't know better or who may have just made the wrong choices. You can come to Christ too. We're not going to call you the HOE. We're going to call you what the Bible calls it. It's the same thing, but we're just saying you can come to Christ too. All right, you can. But this brother, you looking at him, I'm a brother. I'm just real. If somebody's handsome, they handsome. I'm not gonna hate on my king.
Why I do not date.
Most of Israelites look very similar anyway. With light skin, brown, dark. We don't really have an uncomely people, but when you go overseas, the Asians, the East Indians, the white, and the white people gonna let it be known. Let me tell you, Edom is gonna be like, my chocolate warrior, and your sister looking at you like, because she been brainwashed and don't know it's a king in her presence, who's trying to take care of you. Listen, that brother like, listen, I will take care of you, I will hold you down, just be mine. But guess what? Guess what she would do to him? She would take his money and then go to another dude who's worse than him. This is how it goes. And then you want to hate on Esau. Esau like, listen, you're my king. You're my chocolate warrior. Hey, and they will stay by his side. If you get the right one. Because if you get with the wrong Esau, the one with the rich parents, hey, guess what's going to happen to you? Guess what? You thought a sister could put you on child support. Hey, she gonna show you who's really in business if you try to play her. You see? I'm just telling you how it goes. So the grass is not always greener on the other side. She's showing you she really loves her chocolate warrior. And guess what you go and do? Oh man, I know I got her. She a white guy. I know I got her. Hey, she's still human. She like, brother, I'm holding you down. Hey, you supposed to be the king. What's going on here? So it's a lot of different variables in this stuff. But what I'm saying is, this happens since I was a child. I've never had a hard time getting women, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It seems they like the guys who was hitting on them and beating on them and all this stuff. They want to stay with them. They don't want to stay with the guy who's working hard, got it together. And so this is what our sisters have to break out of. Why? Because it's if it's not too late already, guys, it's getting pretty bad. We don't have much time left. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I don't want to say the wrong words, but all reality, a lot of sisters is gonna be left behind with children. That's just the reality of it. And I want you to understand something. I'm not saying that the brothers are any better, that they don't sin, but a nation can't be. It's hard for a woman to go out into the wilderness to carry heavy things and to start fires. That's just not reality. So a man would make it longer than you. The only reason some type of cruel person who's coming over here in war would keep you alive is to do, disrespectful things to you. And it'd be worse off than you ever thought it was. So in your Instagram days, you better enjoy them all. Because the time's coming, the hour of temptation is here. And the scary part about it, a lot of people have forgot about the so-called juice that they've put in people on, the scorpion juice and the serpent juice they've put in people on. So people are, let me tell you, people are swabbing all over the place, tongue kissing all over the place. Everybody's getting the serpent tongue now. Because when you kiss somebody, that's what you're kissing them with. That same poison that you put up in you. So it's more scary. The hour of temptation is here. He's like, yeah, you wanted it? Now you can have everything you need. Because the wages of sin are death. I'm going to teach you tonight that. Be careful out there, because the wages of sin are death. And if you listen to men like us, you don't need to listen to me, because I'm just teaching the Bible. We got Patreons to show you what you can take to try to help you get cleaned up from these things, all that. But because you're focused on the world don't love you. The world uses and abuses you. You come over here, we like, listen, you did this, try this. Work on this for a few years. See, can you get some of this stuff out of you? Join Christ and let's get back right. Okay? So this is not the time to look down on your kings. It's not the time. Can you fly like Superwoman? Because she can't even fly. That's just a Hollywood film. All right? So we got to kick it into reality. So you want to be mad. All of a sudden you want to be mad. Well, why they keep marrying the white women? Well, guys, we're not saying that every black woman is like this, but to be honest, it's a majority of them that is. Well, you got brothers who say, well, I'm just going to go and marry me an Indian tribe woman. But then you come to find out the Indian tribe woman is very similar to the sisters in some ways, because they going to cut you. They going to put something in the soup to keep you. And you like, hey, I got to stay with the sisters for that. It's like you run over here to a bear, you come over here, it's a lion. So you like, oh, I don't know if I want to hear no Spanish music all day. I need to hear some trap music sometime. You sit at the table sometime, you're like, and there's nothing wrong with their music, but brothers, that's why we stay in the same tribes of our own tribe, because I can't stay up with Issachar all day doing all that. I'm like, brother, it's time for you to go. I need to hear some Stevie Wonder or something. What's going on? I don't want to keep hearing your uncles talking about drinking, talking about this is how we do it over here, Poppy. So you have to decide if that's what you want when you do that. You have to decide, because later on you're going to be like, I liked her beauty. She's a good woman, but I don't know if this culture is for me. So you guys, you have to actually understand when you join families, you're joining all that. You joining the drunk, sweaty uncle coming over there, hey, slobbering while he's drinking a beer, putting his shoulder on you, talking about you ain't going nowhere. No, you going to stay with me tonight. You spend the night. Hey, brother, I'm going home. Ain't got time for all that. Because let me tell you, where I live, these cats is partying till 5 a.m. And they got to work at 6 a.m. Drive an hour away. Waking up totally refreshed, like a beer is a pre-workout. And we be like, they still partying? So I personally say I can't give up on my sisters. I thought about all that. I said, you know what? I'm thinking, because I might be Gad. So, you know, it's familiar, but I still, if whether I'm Gad or not, I know I got some Levi or some Judah in me from Louisiana. So I'm like, I don't know if I could do the mariachi thing all day. Maybe an hour, but after that, I'm ready to I'm ready to hear some of that. But they want you to hear that all day. So you have to decide what side you gonna be on when it comes to joining families. So that's a side note. I'm gonna digress on that because I know y'all over here laughing like, man, Elder ain't like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is like that. You don't want to admit to it, but you know it's like that. Okay? Not in every situation. Some situations just work, but you got to think about all these things. But let's go to the next video real quick. All right? What they say? We want black men. So we're not going to watch all of this. But we're not going to watch all of that one. 1 second here. Fair use. Fair use really quick. 1 second. So, sisters, I'm provoking you to jealousy. Make sure your children ain't in here because this is what they doing. They learning from y'all. You got to stop teaching them this stuff. They want to be like Judah. They trying their best. You got them getting the petticoats in the time of King James, and now they getting BBLs and all the stuff that's killing people, all because they want to be like you. You have to be a better example. Even though you didn't know how to be the better example, listen to your men who will teach you how to be it. Men teach women, not the other way around, unless we're children. But it's only so long that a mom's going to teach a boy before dad have to take over that. So Judah, the men of Judah teach the world and the sisters. We had to do this together, king and queen. Right? And if you want your man, you have to stay on the same side of your man. Or you can't blame your man who don't know what we know when they go to these other nations. They don't know any better. So tonight, this is for you. You have actually really more power than a man in a lot of situations. You can get into doors that he can't get because of your beauty. But you don't have to show it on the outside, is what I'm saying. A lot of people will do anything for our woman like Sarah because of their beauty, believe it or not. They be like, I'll sign off on this for you. I'll do this, hoping that they're going to get your secret parts. All right? Fair use. Lord have mercy.
Speaks on colorism and racism in Indian culture. You know, a lot of people is coming out. They speaking up about this. You remember, that Arab girl? I did the video with her. I did a few videos with white people.
So this is what they
Asian
doing
people.
now. This is what y'all got them doing.
It seems like something is happening. Something is changing in the world.
So listen. This is what our sisters have the nations doing. And really, the crazy part about it, the nations were already doing this, but, you know, in a sense, we took it, and when we take sin and like highlight that thing like no other. And they like, we been doing this in the time of Babylon, but we never did it like that. They were doing the corny dances. They were doing it. They can't even move right when they was doing their stuff. We take that thing, we roll in that thing and pop locking, and they like, hey, I need to be like Jake. And that's what you get. Sisters trying to be baddies, dropping it like it's hot and all that, coming up with the new clothes on. And guess what? Our brothers is like, you know what? My sisters don't want me. She ain't got all of that, but I'm going to tell you, she ain't half bad. And she's telling me I'm a king. Paul said, you have to provoke the Israelites to jealousy. But the only problem with that, our sisters are coming with baggage now, with children along. And I know it sounds bad. A lot of sisters don't want to hear that, but I'm going to tell you, this is just the reality. And women are coming to men telling them the same way as if they were single. You got to have this, you got to have this. Because they're still going off of the mindset of men just wanting to sleep with them. But some men want wives. But the times that we're in now, men is like, hey, can you give him back to daddy? Can you give him back to his daddy? Me and you can start a new life, but can you give him back to his daddy? No, that's my baby. Well, actually, it came out of him. Y'all can still work that out, but financially, out here, it ain't looking good. But women want their cake and eat it. They want these little, and I'm not calling them mistakes. I would never say that. That's disrespectful. But what I'm saying is they want, because they were not able to choose good men, they need this new man who worked hard and did everything right to come to them as if they were totally a virgin. Modern day definition, obviously. Like they were pure, that they have not been with a man. That's not right. It's not right at all. It's not right at all. You got these men who are honorable enough, and I'm not, actually, that's not honorable. It's actually, let me use a different word. Graceful enough. Merciful enough. Made in the image of their God to come and take a woman with her children. And a lot of us were raised by step parents, so we have to give honor to these men and these women who have done it. Because let me tell you, you have to thank them for stuff they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. And that's what the women are thinking, that, no, you have to do that. Not in 2025. They're going to let you know you can't do that. They're going to bring it back how the Most High said. We're going to put the law in your hearts. It's already transitioned. When you go to the other side of the world, you have strict laws and rules. They're not all exactly like our Bible, but they're very close. And then you go to something like that, that's strict conservative laws and rules. Why are they putting all these laws on us, Elder? Let me tell you, you can't follow them laws, you can't follow the Most High. Them conservative laws that's coming for people in the truth, that's not bad laws. You're mad because you couldn't pick a good man. You made a mistake. We're not blaming you. I want you to understand. We've all made mistakes. Even young men that went out there and picked the wrong women. The crazy women who you thought was totally sweet, and she's become a total devil or Jezebel. We've all done that. But we were saying we have to start now and fix only what we can now. But we also can't come with some baggage and be like, yeah, I need you to do all this if you're going to do that. Now, obviously, a man would know with common sense, if he's a man of the Bible, I would hope, that if you're going to take care of a woman, obviously, you're going to have to take care of them children. But if she's coming like, yeah, you going to do this, you got to do that, he ain't got to do nothing. It's going to be some appreciation up around here. Because guess what? In the real world, what we go back to the song, don't save her. That's in the real world what they're saying out there. But we shouldn't do these things. But Christ have given mercy and grace to where we like, you know what? We've all made mistakes. We started here. This ended up wrong. We can try to build our nation back together. Because it's kind of so hard to actually find a virgin woman in this place. But men are not giving up on their sisters. In this, in this truth, at least, But in the world, they call the passport bros. The passport bros is hitting the plane, hitting the train, hitting whatever they got to hit to try to go and find them a virgin. Guys, on the other side of the world, just so you know, those who have not traveled, 95% of the women have not been who are single. They don't sleep around. We're not talking about European places, but even them to a certain degree try to respect their parents. So we're saying to the sisters, don't try to come with something like as if the world told you was all that, and we told you was all that too. But you listen to the world more than us. We was like, man, you all that, baby. I take care of you, girl. You is fine. That's how Israel got here. There's nothing wrong with that. But you either look down on this dude, and we're not saying the sisters who you got bad brothers. We're not talking about those sisters. We got something for them. We're gonna teach these brothers. We're gonna have to have a lesson about the infidels. The slothful infidel type of man who had a good sister, and hey, he let her go. But see, I don't want to bring these lessons out as blame games or blaming and targeting ourselves. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. We're just saying we're just showing how we can do things better. I just want you to remember that part, okay? This is not about you did this and you did that. We're saying what we've done and how we have to stop it and how we can get better from it, okay? So we just saw a Hamite woman, an East Indian woman, a Babylonian woman that the Bible calls Babylonian. She wants black men. Okay? You have older white women in Africa who pays money to our African brothers who don't have money to, have relations with them. We really have to come back to our God if we want to get out of these curses. We don't want to have to sell our souls and our body for filthy lucre. All money is not good money. Every bag is not a good bag. Okay? This is the video I want to show you guys. Make sure your children are not in here because she got a little cleavage showing. Okay? And she thought that she has a perfect body and she's able to actually present herself to any man, any millionaire man, because she looks like a black woman now. Because she got the big lips. She got everything that a black woman has. And let me tell you, I don't know if women out there know, men, and when I say men, we talking about real men, don't really want all that. We don't want the BBL and all that. And then when you get it, we don't know if you're going to be here forever because people is passing out from getting this stuff. No different than the scorpion juice. People passing out. We're going to show some videos of that too. Fair use. 1 second. Sadly, all this stuff for vanity, guys. Fair use. Let's see what she's saying here.
Technically 5 BBLs, but we're going to go with 4. 2 breast augmentations, obviously Botox, lip injections, and then I had the fat buckle removed out of my cheeks on my face. Wow. I like bosses. I like millionaires. I like someone who's going to mentor me, teach me, and invest in me.
So that guy, how much is he worth?
100 million.
And what age do you want to get married? So you comfortable?
I probably have about another 10 million in real estate that I need to develop before that, so that I can reach the caliber of man that I want to be my future husband.
Do you think that they want to procreate with someone who thinks like you as opposed to a compliant, submissive woman?
I would assume so, yes.
That's a retarded ass outlook.
My exclusive. I've invested in my body. I have a $150,000 body. 4 BBLs, technically 5 BBLs, but we're going to go with 4. 2 breast augmentations, obviously Botox, lip injections, and then I had the fat buckle removed out of my cheeks on my face. Wow. I like bosses. I like millionaires. I like someone who's going to mentor me, teach me, and invest in me.
So that guy, how much is he worth?
100 million.
And what age do you want to get married? So you comfortable?
I probably have about another 10 million in real estate that I need to develop before that, so that I can reach the caliber of man.
So this is what we're talking about here, my sisters. You have someone who went out of their way to say, you know what? In all reality, all of our men actually want the black women. And it's nothing wrong. Guess what? Gentiles, if I was a Gentile, I'll be looking at Israel too, Israelites too. Like, man, they are beautiful people. The Most High actually really blessed these people with shape and talent and cooking skills and singing these. Like, so unfortunately, the world is teaching people that instead of just being yourself and keeping your tribe pure, to try to be like other people. No. East Indians have their own culture. Esau has their own culture. Edomite has their own culture. Japhet has their own culture. God intended for us, even before we start mixing Israelite tribes, to stay within the tribes, guys. To keep a pure tribe. He doesn't even want us to mix cattle. It's against the law to mix cattle. That's why when they went into Jericho, they had to kill some cattle because they started to mix all of this cattle and do different things. How can I call an Angus cow if it's mixing with Brahma and now you're calling it Brangus, and because the meat can become tougher or they're trying to make it soft. The Most High already made everything perfect. So now you got this person who, and I'm not, hey, that was her choice. I'm not here to say what I'm against. I'm just telling you what's going on out there. We're saying what the Bible's against. She made a choice to get some surgeries. And I have to say this because she's trying to be like a black woman. Because if white women were like this or other nations, you would not need to do it. The only other people who has big lips like this, who has, big, backside and all these curves and all these things, is our people. And when I say our people, some other people have them sometimes. But our people have them a majority of the times. Not that every person comes out like this, because some people have very high metabolisms and can't gain weight. But a lot of you young sisters don't know, it's already in your genetics. You just have to eat and lift weights. You see what's going on Instagram. Okay? They do this for a few years of dedication. So when they can get a husband, even though they're not trying to get a husband, you will prepare yourself to have the body for him. You don't have to get some Brazilian butt lift to be accepted. And your husband can work with you if you didn't do it. He can work with you if that's what he wants. He may not want all that. Who knows? I'm just saying. Some men like bigger women. Some men like, whatever. Everybody has what they like. But what I'm saying is this woman thinks that she deserves, what did she say? A multi-millionaire. Because she didn't invest it in her body. She could have done that by working out, eating healthy, and being herself. And that's what we're telling our sisters. Listen, working out is important. Working out is important for your health first. And, if your husband wants more, that's on him. But so healthy, so you can live to be with him, to continue to be his helpmeet. Grinding and being smart, having common sense goes further than book smarts these days. The reality is true. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know how to cook. Nobody never taught me to cook. Oh, that's a worm. Oh, my goodness. You're scared to put your hands in the soil. It's just these little things that you might need to read the virtuous woman scriptures. She's digging in the garden. You don't think she's going to see some worms and some spiders? So even some of the beautiful sisters have some work to do. When I say beautiful, the sisters who are already beautiful virtuously in the scriptures, but hey, get them hands in that soil sometime. Hey, get some lettuce popping out of that ground for your husband sometimes. Or he can do that, and you got to still be a helpmeet in some areas. But preparation before a husband and a relationship with the Most High is very important. Because if you dog yourself out and get used, abused in the world, and then you go to a man, but he still has to have this list of things that you require, but you've already been used and abused. Let's ask yourself, my sister, is that actually fair? Is that actually fair? Like, you can make all them excuses you want to. You can have bodies all on you. That's what they call it. And then when you get to him, you got your clothes on, your makeup, you still smell good, but you acting like your father's handing you over. Let's be honest here. So we get baptized in Christ. We start brand new. But the reality is still the reality, though, guys. The reality still is the reality. Okay? And things can be fixed, but you know, I'm just saying, we see, guys, the truth is the only thing that's going to set us free. That's all I'm saying there. All right? So, I want to tell my sisters really quick the way men actually think about harlots. A lot of sisters don't know. Men think that way? Yeah, expect the sisters who are harlots know. That's why today, and when I say harlots, yes, women who sleeping around, they're fornicators. It's the same thing. You're just doing it for free. Sorry to tell you. So they know how guys think, but hey, that's why they become harder than men, and now they're trying to. Now men definitely can't get them. That's why they're more harder. They found out how men who are not righteous men really are. They're dirty. Let me tell you, when I was hanging around the homies, yeah, you used to listen to Snoop Dogg. They like pass them on. Now, I didn't do that, but I'm saying this is what men do. Men, not all men. We talking about an unrighteous whoremonger and fornicator. They not loyal. This is what's going on, and that made our sisters too, to a certain degree. That's not the only thing though. Don't forget who's on the other side of this. The devil himself. So it's not one variable. It's many. But a lot of our sisters think that we want a sister who's doing this with the look back. A man, I'm going to tell you, sisters who are very naive. And the older sisters will tell you this already because they know. While they're telling you to keep your little self together and hold your body together and not be out there. Men get in groups, and you know, I'm not going to give all the men secrets away. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm telling you I'm generalizing that men, you're good for a night. That's just the reality of it. Okay? Even the Bible showed Judah, and every state has its little harlot street. In Houston is Bissonnette. So Judah was in the Bible, in the ancient Israel, he knew what Bissonnette was to go get that. Hey, he knew it. Everyone knows where to go and find the harlots. So men don't want to marry that, is what I'm saying. And if you're a sister who's just coming on to watch this tonight, I'm just telling you, if you didn't know, now you know. I'm telling you as your brother, all the Instagram chicks, we can scroll down and no man is going to say that they don't look good, even if he's married. That's just the reality. He'd be lying to you. But he's saying that because they have on bedroom attire. And that's what men's sight goes to. It turns on something else. But that doesn't mean he's going to want to marry that. One, in his mind, he's going to be like, she's going to go to a next dude if she's dressing like that and she came to me that easy. I'm not the only one. Now, some simple guys who've never had women or girlfriends, they are going to be like, will you marry me? And that's because they probably didn't grow up with a father or they had the skills. It happens, so we're not blaming these men either. They are very naive. A man who never really had a woman and he see a harlot who's so beautiful, he's going to say, will you marry me? But he don't know. You can't save her. She don't want to be saved. That's just the reality of it. You can't save her. If she don't want to come to Christ, he's the only one who can save her, and she has to want to be saved. Be according to your faith. As Christ said, you're going to be according to your faith. So it's all of these things that happen. So I'm telling you, my sisters, you good to look at, man, be like, man, yeah, she think yeah, she fine. Let's say all that to the homies and all, yeah. But as soon as they get you in the house, they're going to tell you, put some clothes on. You're not going out there like that. And that's where the trouble and the drama comes in. He's abusing me. He beating me. He won't let me go out to the club. Because the man is confused. He's like, I thought you wanted to be with me only. You going out there like this, brother. That's how she was when you got her. So when we were young, we were naive, wanting to fall in love, thinking that this woman is going to want to stay with us. No, baby brother. A wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man because you chose the one out of wicked character attributes of the lust of the flesh. That's what you got. Regardless if she knew it or not, or she planned to be like that or not, it don't matter. She had a hard life. Brother, you can't save her. And if you have a lot of children with her, it becomes worse for you. Child support. She gonna call her brothers or her friends on you. You going through all of this headache and stress when you could the nice girl who was too nice for you. He's like, she talk too white. I need me a hood chick. Brother, that's the dump truck. She come with all the dirt. A wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man. Don't do it. She can have the body because her mom genetically, she from the hood. She ain't mixed with no other Gentile. She like, man. And guess what? For some reason, you're allowing yourself to stay stuck in them curses. You can come and do the work and we can come save them, their souls. But we cannot save everyone's relationship and put everyone in a relationship. We're here to save souls first. We're here to save souls first. We can't make everybody happy. Some people die and then they leaving behind their husband or wife. So even the Most High is not doing that. If he wanted to leave that person, he would have left them with that person. How you think we can do it? So if you with somebody who you love and the Most High allowed you to be with them and live over with them, you better be with them and be grateful. Most High had mercy on you. So I'm telling you, brother, and this is not to talk down to my sisters because they've been through the curses like us, but the reality is men don't really want you, my sister, if you thinking you got to show your body to get a man. That's for older sisters too. A lot of sisters is tired. They tired of being single. They done went through the things I'm telling them already. I'm speaking tonight already. And they're like, I don't want to be. Well, you going through the same cycles again. You get yourself back on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and you do the little selfie thing with the phone. Oh, don't forget this one. And you think if you show them a little something else, that and guess what? You give him your secret parts. You let him mine in your cave of jewels. You let him mine in your cave of jewels. You open your quiver to everyone who has arrows. You get played, and you I thought he was a good man. How many times shall you learn this, my sweetheart? Let me tell you, they already told you what they is. The women and the men out here, savages. And I'm gonna tell you, it's hurtful out here. The only way we coming out of this alive is coming with the Most High. Serve the Most High and keep His commandments, my sister. I know it's hard. I know it's hard financially. I know it's hard, because you're depressed and you're lonely. But you have to make the Most High your husband now. He is your father. Stay with Him. Show Him how you can be a good helpmeet to a man and all that, and how you can obey, and how you have patience, because patience possesses your souls. Those who I have some young people get married just recently. They were very patient. Very proud of them. Because a lot of people who got married and didn't wait through the courtship, a lot of them are the ones in the councils. Not that they didn't make it and fix it later, but I'm saying, can we ever start better? And I know it's hard because Israel is a nation of fornicators, but that's why we have some of these things in place. We are stiff-necked people. We came from stiff-necked parents. They came from stiff-necked parents, and we're just trying to break these curses. Because the reality is, if we don't, if you go back and read in Deuteronomy, and let me tell you, Joshua and Leviticus, boy, our God was hard. He wasn't playing no games. If he had to come down, everybody died. Every single time. It wasn't no warnings. It's like, I'm coming down. 3,000 Israelites dying a day. Not one, not two, 3,000 to 5,000. And if Moses don't stop praying, start praying, Mo dying. And guess what? I'm going to tell the brothers something. All the so-called wannabe hard brothers who think they got this and don't want to listen to their elders because they feel like they can do it better. I'm going to tell you something. Don't call me a mighty man. I don't want to be a mighty man. Hey, I'm just a brother trying to do this work. All the mighty men died. Wandered 40 years in the wilderness, and their children watched them die. All the mighty men who left Egypt early, they died. The mighty men was always dying because they was too self-centered. One thing about men, they are always competing with the next man of vanity. Always look like sizing a man up, hating. That's the problem why all the mighty men just kept dying. I'd rather be like David and slay giants. I don't have to be the biggest guy, all that. Let me tell you, the mighty men always died. So sisters, just because your husband is big and he's giant and strong, yeah, you feel protected, but make sure first he's mighty and following the Most High and his leaders first. If he's not humble, the Most High says, I resist the proud, but I give grace to the humble. So I can take David and slay a giant. His brothers was bigger than him. So you go around dudes, yeah, they look swollen, and it's good to look swole. You know, females, they like the nice shoulders and the hard-working hands. And if your hand's too smooth, you need to go rub some dirt on them, because they like that. Before you come in, if your hand's too smooth, rub them on the door or something and on the tire. And, you know, if you ain't working hard enough. I'm just joking. But the reality is, if a man is not fear the Most High first, his aesthetics and his outward appearance don't matter. So women, you got to be careful of that, because I tell you this how to save you. Let your father choose your man. If you don't have a father, you have a leader in the church. And if you're not in our church, find a good man who you know who cares about you. Not a man who's trying to get with you, but a man you know who kind of looks at you like, you know, a good person or daughter or something, and ask him how this dude is. He'll tell you. He'll tell you if he's sorry, he's lazy, whatever he is. Men gonna tell you the truth about other men. And don't go to a man who's a hater. A man who don't mind calling another man handsome and fly, go to a man like that. He's gonna be real about everything. All right? We ain't done yet. I thought, hey, we ain't done. We just getting to it. So, we tried to make a harlot wife, but it doesn't work. It's too many issues of acceptance and what they went through when they was young and all that. So that's why we telling our sisters, if you want to be married again, you're gonna have to fix these issues. A psychologist can't fix them for you. You have to fix them and forgive whatever you went through when you're young. You got to do all of these things. So we're telling you tonight, the outward appearance is vanity. It's one of the first things men do look at, though. But if you don't have balance and Christ, it's going to fall every time. But you have to try to fix all of these things, and a man can help you with more of them. But if he's constantly trying to help you, and you like, I just don't know how to forgive, and I'm just still going through this, and I just hey, brother, it's gonna be a headache. Pray for it, but it's gonna be a headache. If you courting somebody like that, it's gonna run far away. Even if she's a nice girl, it don't matter. If they're saying that she don't know how to forgive and all of this stuff, that ain't it. We done been through this already. It's not it. And always talking about, and you see a person just sitting there going through it, and you're like, you all right? And they in too much of deep thought, just always focusing on it, and they can't ever have a good time with everybody. And they just, just overboard about their past. They still have not completed their self journey with the Most High before they got married. And then they'll tell you when they got with you, I didn't get enough time with myself and by myself. You should have told me that before we got together. And they become lonely as old women, having to play mommy and daddy to raise their children because they done ran the man out. The man just couldn't do it no more. He done got gray hairs before his time. You probably like, how does a young man like you know all of this? Let me tell you, I've been around. I got an old soul. I grew up around my grandfather and men. I didn't hang around men my age. I never hung around men my age. I always hung around older men. And I was always the leader of my groups. after I tried to hang around certain guys who was losers, and I like, they ain't for me. I'm hanging around people who's either higher than my level or people I can grow from. That's just how you gain wisdom. My life was all about learning and gaining wisdom and being better, okay? And I take the wisdom from this Bible, my own life, other people's life, many people's life. I've sat down with older people and talked about relationships and all this stuff. And you want to get on the Hebrew and Bible Academy because they do that too when it comes to the man and the woman. This is important, guys, to instill in our new nation. So, I want to tell you something else before we go into 2 Ezra 16:1. Not even the rich man sees harlots as a wife, like this woman was just saying. Even though they hope to bag him, then they're left with nothing. A rich man will pay for you. Let me tell you, when I say pay, he will pay a night out to eat. He will take you to this elegant, all of this stuff. And I know a lot of women dress up nice in they little tight, boom, bada bang, boom, dresses. And then they go to the fancy bars, knowing they can't afford it, but they know I got to go back, or hoping they're going to get a drink from a rich man. I know how this thing goes. And they go to where the basketball players is going, and a lot of the basketball players is married. So they're not finna leave you for their wife. But for the night, they'll have a little dessert with you. You see? And they'll buy you a drink. They'll buy you a drink. The T-Pain song came on. It's very convenient. You know what? I'm going to buy you a drink. You're a pretty one. What's your name? As if he ain't married. That boy that took the ring and turned it around and pulled that thing on. Oh, yeah. Or some of them keep it on just to let you know what you're getting yourself into. And you just couldn't resist it because you thought you was going to outdo his woman. Or you thought your outward appearance was going to outdo his sense from where he got himself to. Now, you only outdo the simpletons. But that's very rare. A rich man is going to deal with you for as long as he can get you. And when he's done, he's going to the next one. I want you to know that. I'm a man. We all been in the world before. I'm not saying that's what I did, but I'm saying I've been around men, dogs. I know men. And the women are very naive. That's why the devil put that game on them in the garden, on Eve, and he got her. And she had to say, you know what? When you read the book of Adam and Eve, the conflict, she said, I am the one who caused Adam to sin. Because she seen what Adam was going through. She was like, oh my goodness. We can't even see in this dark cave. And guess what they were in? What you can compare that to today. The ghetto. They got kicked out of the nice garden with the fruit trees. And they were in a dark cave where they could not even see each other. That's like your modern day ghetto today. Every time we sin, the Most High takes us to these dark places. So rich man, they will fly you to Dubai. And when you go to Dubai, you're getting humiliated though, just so you know. If you're a young sister who's on Instagram, you're getting humiliated. It might not have happened the first or second time, but that third time, they want you to feel like you can trust them. And they gonna bring the Jumanji in there for you. All type of animals. Okay? I got some Arab friends. Okay? And they wild. They couldn't meet all day, so they don't mind cutting up bodies. Let me tell you. All right? So you might want to consider your ways and come on back to your God. Because what's coming, they got rules against you. They got a war coming. It's all type of stuff coming that's not going to be fit for a harlot. A harlot is going back to what the scripture says. If you see women and children in war, take them. And that's what they're doing. They're telling you right now, if you are not married, you are subject for your children possibly to be taken. And where you going to be? You're going to be homeless. It's war. They're doing it and they're making it legal to take women and children now. And they love our sisters more than anything. Don't forget, we're the target more than everybody. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm telling you because the truth shall set you free. You trying to wait for some guy who look like Genuine somewhere. Have you not seen Genuine today? Even he don't keep his looks. He can barely dance now. That boy was trying to do that little movie. You know, hey, that's what you waiting on, to do with the little curly Razor Ramon joint. You better get you one of them, hey, them chocolate warriors or something. Hey, we all look good. Brown, light, dark. What you waiting on? You waiting on the flesh too much? These men can hold themselves down in a Walking Dead scenario, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. And you trying to get some pretty dude who's scared to touch a worm. You know, it's a difference between pretty and handsome. Okay? These dudes weird out here today. You got to be careful. They be with you one moment. Let me tell you, my cousin, a dude broke her heart. She, years ago before this truth, she had a nice, you know, handsome guy. She woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know if they was engaged or not. She woke up in the middle of the night, caught this dude talking on the phone with another man. And you know what type of way. Before the Rainbow Gang was out. So I'm going to tell you. You want the dude always licking his lips. See, I'm licking my lips because my lips get dry when I'm talking so much all day. But you want the dude who's, oh yeah, LL Cool J and all that. Let me tell you. Sure. If he ain't in the Bible, he ain't a hard-working man, he ain't an honorable man, he ain't a respectful, humble man, and you just worry about the looks, you finna get played too. So don't you think rich man is going to get you just because you have a good body. They might have a kid by you on accident, and you might be in some drama later. More than you. Do you know how many relationships are like this? When have we learned that it don't work like that? How many women have had kids by guys who have played them? Be honest with yourself. Who came with you with that fork-tongued snake game on you. And you couldn't resist because he was so handsome. Hey, and you just thought, God blessed me with him. Let me tell you, the devil will bless you sometime before God. You know why? Because the Most High said, "And patience possess you your souls. Seek you the kingdom, and everything shall be added to you." The devil, knowing you don't have patience, will send you his blessing first. That whoremonger. And then you crying to the next man, "My baby don't got no shoes." Tell his daddy buy him some shoes. He in jail, I can't call him. See? And you want to be hard on me, the person who's taking care of you. Are you kidding me? We have to appreciate each other as a nation now. We need each other to survive, you see? Bring it back into the ways of the old, of Most High. Let's go to 2 Ezra 16:1. Let's get it. Y'all thought I was playing. You know we come with it. This is what's going on right now. Starting in their new year, you're already seen in Japan. They're telling you destruction is already coming. They're starting a new year like this. You know, we know what goes on. The prince of the air. They had that tsunami long ago. When you see stuff like this as a sign, it's going to start. This year is going to come with some destruction. I remember when Donald Trump got in. Stuff happened right away. They're starting it just like this guy. They're ready letting you know. Prepare your food. Save your water. If you can get some solar to operate some things, fine. Listen. Come on now. We've been telling you guys for years. Let's get on it. Okay? And black people, don't get you nothing. Don't be being cheap. You get you something that you think, yeah, this gonna last us for 6 months. Or really? You know how to eat you out of house and home now. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice that going out to eat because you know these little Negroes gonna be eating up all your stuff at the top of trouble. And if you got sons who ain't saving food and they think mama just saving food for them, teenage sons and sons who working, tell them, hey, they better get on their grind. Mama is not mama's job to do everything no more. You claim to be a man, save you some food, brother. You're not finna come eat it all from mama and her babies. Sometimes Israelites think just because we family and close that this just belong to you too. Man, you better get your mind right. I love you, but I see you. You might be in the bosom, and I see you in the bosom. You're not taking food out my kids' mouth, so y'all gotta be responsible as young men. Don't be lazy. And I want to give a little shout out to my young brother. I told you guys on last show. I said we had a young brother now. This brother talking about he ain't do no push-ups, no nothing. I said, brother, you need to be doing minimum 50 push-ups, and that's light. Every young Israelite need to be on that. I know old men, some old men can't move and all that, but I'm talking about every young, vibrant man, you need to be on your game. That boy come back dressed the next week, fly. And what I'm saying, man, look at this brother, look how handsome. And, you know, I had to give a brother a shout out in front of all the sisters. He ain't ready to get married yet, but he come through looking like a 360. I said, this is what I'm talking about of how we are bringing back the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the valley of dry bones. Let me tell you, the sisters and everybody in the church ain't gonna know the brother can't fly. That's just the reality. Brother had his dreads twisted, and I said, that's from now on, that's how you drive. And I know the brother felt good. And then, hey, when it's time for street preaching, he changed his little gear, put his street preaching stuff on, and we was hitting. He was doing the work. This is the responsibility that we have to do for our nation. Not just get people. You have to keep people, uplift them, and multiply the fruit. That's how you glorify the Most High. You can't be too hard on brothers, too hard on sisters. Exhort one another unto good works. So I got to give the brother a shout out because the brother came back the next week with action. And guess what? Some people going to say, I ain't listening to Elder. This is my style. Hey, be regular. Be regular. All you want to. Everybody will not listen. This is not for everybody. You can be least in the kingdom. And I'm going to be real with you. That's what you will be. Well, Elder, you just talking about dressing? Hey, you think it's just dressing. When you go out to a certain place, sometimes you need to dress like that. Sometimes when you're going out and you go in a place where you got to spend a lot of money, maybe you don't want to look too rich. You got to learn how to blend in every situation because maybe somebody going to look like they want to rob you. So you got to learn just how to blend in. Because I already told you what's going on with the the Donatello group. They can spot them from a mile away. They don't know who we are. They don't know if we Christian church. They don't know really exactly what we are because we blend in. And we need to start blending in even more. They see the purple group. They know, they finna be talking crap to their people, cursing people out as if they're perfect. No grace and no mercy. Even their God gave them grace and mercy. Even in the Old Testament that Christ was there. So they don't even know Christ. Come on now. Let's read. 2nd Ezra 16. Let's talk about the times we're in. Move that over for you guys. Yes, indeed. Woe be unto thee, Babylon. It's talking about America. Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may any quench the fire in stubble, when it had begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot from a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? Come on now. The earthquake and the foundations thereof. This just happened in Japan. Again, the earthquake and the foundations thereof. And the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep. That's talking about a tsunami. See, the Bible talks about everything. After the earthquake, here comes a tsunami. That's what happened in Japan the first time. So, verse 12 again. The earthquake and the foundations thereof. And the sea ariseth up, and the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand, and that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again, until they come upon earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundations of the earth. My black women, this was going on. Are you ready to face this alone? And even if you don't have a husband, you want to be under a shepherd. Your rebellious nature will not get you through this. No Superwoman movie can exhort you through this. No Beyonce or Megan Thee, how do you say, Megan Thee Stallion, whoever. No Cardi B. No. You see? Verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returning not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, destruction is me, is saying. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginnings of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Huh? This is going to be the so-called women, the weak men. Behold, the famine and the plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not return from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of these scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Yeah, you know why? Because they want you to eat all this so-called plant-based food, because it's coming from a chemical plant. You see? Yeah. All you vegan people, if you wanted to not eat meat, you should have just kept it to yourself. And they've even tricked you. Oh, you want plant-based, don't you? You want plant-based, don't you? We're going to give it to you. We got human chop shops. Yeah, we got something called plants, but we didn't tell you which plant it is. What vegetables are they using in vegetable oil? Did they tell you? Yeah. What's wrong with the olive oil God chose? What's up with that G butter that come from the cow, the clarified butter? What's up with that? What's wrong with that? That the Bible, oh, we should eat butter. You got all these simpletons out there telling you what not to eat. Because they hear some deep people like, what's this brother's name? Yaki Asleep. Who's telling you to do, male private part exercises. That's who y'all follow. Yeah, and your guy Bobby Price, he's coming out of nowhere. No disrespect to these people, but these people are coming out of nowhere telling you to not eat what the Most High told you to eat. Eat what your God told you to eat. These people are all together, if you didn't know. Yeah, Bobby Price too. I have nothing against these brothers, but I still have to tell you the truth. When they tell you don't eat meat, that's against our God. This dude just came out of nowhere. And then I see it with Yaki Awaken. I see Caleb Muscle with Yaki Awaken. Yaki Awaken putting everybody to sleep. Putting everybody to bed. Talking about some exercises for men. Yeah, down there. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah. Skip that video. This, yeah. And I'm glad he coming out with that video. You know why? Because all you men out there, you trying to act like you wasn't listening to him. You was listening to him. Listen to that video. Find out how to do that. Since you don't want to listen to the elders and you think you know it all, die like the mighty men running around 40 years in the wilderness with these clowns. I'm not telling you eat meat, but I'm saying stop running with everything you see being tossed to and fro of every wind of doctrine. You know deep down inside you was watching this dude. You know it. Now he's telling you, yeah, come over here and join us over here in this party. We need to do some exercises. Oh yeah? Deuces. You got these cocky men who think they know it all. Yeah, that video just for you guys. He got you right what you needed. You say yeah. There you go. Uh-huh. He talk, hey, he say don't eat that meat, but he talking about some other type of meat. So there you go. You got it now. There you go. Let's go to verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. And like I said, I don't have anything personal against brothers, but when it comes to the Bible, I'm going to defend the Bible. I'm going to defend the Bible. Okay? You need to learn how to get things in their rightful form, organic, non-GMO, and then you can eat them. Okay? And milk, you don't let nobody tell you don't eat milk. There's milk that does not have artificially growth hormone. Everyone cannot have a milk from a cow. They can drink milk. Milk got pus in it. Here we go with this garbage. Meat has pus in it. Let me tell you, you got milk. Your body builds mucus to stop inflammation. You didn't know that? It's when it overbuilds mucus. That's when there's a problem. But milk is really just a additive. It's really, it really don't have no nutrients, but you need it to cook and to make dishes a certain way. But if you want better milk, you go get you a cow. Or you get you some organic milk. But even organic milk is not going to be the same as fresh milk right from the cow. But you can't tell nobody they can't drink none that the angels was eating. That's all I'm saying. And then they're telling you indirectly or involuntarily the worship of fallen angels. Okay? So they getting not only women, they getting men too, simple men too. Taking captive silly men and women. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell on earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape hunger shall the sword destroy. This is what's coming, sisters. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall no man check it out. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. A man shall be like fine gold, the righteous, because the righteous is going to make it to the wilderness. That's prophecy. Okay? For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as in a vineyard or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. There you go. That's your army. There's your army and people who's looking for food like Walking Dead. You need a man in this time. Trust me. I want to see some dykes get down in this time. I would love to see. Right? Because if they so strong, I would love to see them join the football league against men and see how that works out. I would love to see that. Y'all been watching too much Game of Thrones where they got that tall, big old white woman in Game of Thrones with a sword. That is just a movie. All right? But even she wanted to be a lady after a while. Okay? Verse 31. Even so in the days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. Here go my sisters. This is the part I wanted for my sisters right here. I could have jumped straight to it, but I wanted to give you the narrative of the movie, the real life movie that we play in Under the Most High. Right? Verse 32. No. Let's go to verse 33. The virgins. Not people who's a virgin. You're not in a country where women are virgins. This is just talking about women. Okay, young women and maids. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. the women who's able to marry, the age of marriage. Virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. I don't got no husband. I don't got no man. Cause you was trying to wait for Peter Pan. You was trying to wait for Razor Ramon with the little curl right there to be doing. That's what you was waiting on, the pretty boy. Huh? Yes, indeed. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. No more Instagram. You want a husband now, huh? You want you a husband now. But they got a lot of troops coming over here. They got a lot of migrants coming over here. That's who you can have. One of them. See, a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man. So that's who you'll have. You'll have wicked men if you want to stay wicked. Only the righteous women deserve righteous men. And we're saying it to those who have pride. See, God will resist the pride always, but the humble, you're going to be okay. You're humble and stuff, you staying quiet, and the man's like, you know what? I got this mercy from Christ. I got grace from Christ. This sister is a good sister. She's learned her lesson. She's repented. She's a good woman. Yeah, she may have a kid, but you know, guess what? I can work with that because her virtue outweighs all of her past mistakes. And I'm willing to have grace because Christ has grace on me. Now check that out. But that's not gonna be for every woman. See, some women think just because they pretty on the outside that's enough. It's not enough. See, in that day, a man will take a woman who probably don't even have an Instagram body because she's a virtuous woman over that. I'm just saying. She know how to cook a meal. She know how to, rub his shoulders at night, his back, make him feel all right. Hey, run his bath water, bring his food to him and say, baby, you need anything else? That's a woman, brother. And that's the woman who you want to actually go out to work for. You come at home, you're like, yeah, I can't wait to get home to my wife. I done seen all these fine women out here, but I got my own fine woman at home. Praise the Lord. So now you don't have to worry about lusting and having things in your mind because you got a woman to go home to, a good one, who will not be for spoil. Because see, what women don't understand, the key word is booty. That's a war word. The word booty is no different than spoil, meaning when you go to war, you take the booty and the spoil. So now they have the nickname or the byword of their hind or backside that's renamed as booty because women in war were taken as booty or spoil. Women and children, yes. Just so you know. So what are all the women showing? They're showing that they are spoiled. Come to Dubai. Yeah, you're showing yourself on an auction block. You're showing yourself on an auction as spoil for the nations. And now the nations only have to do is pay money. Let me tell you, they know your men are going to kill each other. They don't even have to go out there and bust a sweat anymore. Your men are going to jam trap music, smoke weed, smoke drugs, and kill each other all day while they're taking your women. They paying them dollars to get your women. They laid it all out for us. The trap, the snare of the fowler. To catch the birds who thought they was fly. And for me, no disrespect to any relationship out there, but from the Arabs I was around, I'm not saying every Arab was bad, but for me, it's such an embarrassment to see my sisters with Arabs. I'm sorry, it is for me. I mean, because and if you with one, that's no disrespect to a person in Christ, but what I'm saying is the ones who I was around, they're very wild. That for me, that hurts me. Like, that's a low blow for me. You'll pass up a brother for an Arab? People who enslaved your people? And that slavery is worse than Esau. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'd rather you get. I'm not gonna say you should get with anybody. I'd rather you get with the Edomite. The Arabs is wild. The Bible says they wild. You don't know. We lived among these people. They called us savages, man. But these people, like, sometimes they act very barbaric. A lot of them, and they have some nice ones too. Some of them are nice and they believe in marriage. I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about the ones who are just out there just doing whatever. Lord have mercy. We don't know nothing about Allah. That's why I'm saying that. We don't know nothing about that stuff. We had to stick with our women and our men, guys. We do. We don't know nothing about all that. I'm seeing this brother out there, man. The boxing guy. What's the young boxing guy from DC or Maryland or something? And you got, some Arab out there telling this dude. He's sitting here telling him to chant this stuff, Eli, and all this garbage. Man, brother, you need to know that these people enslaved your people, raped your people, and all that before the white man. Malcolm X went over there and he come back to tell us that. And I lived among these people. And they can care what you're talking about. You can't convert them. That's what I'm telling you. So when I see that brothers being underlings and sisters being, I don't understand that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand it. Yeah, Tank Davis. No disrespect to my brother. I pray you come back home to your people. But good Lord, that was hard for me to see. He just sitting there, straight warrior of God, of Jacob. Came out the hood fighting for who he is to get his little, his little success. But it's just like, you just sitting there, man, like simple as the day is old, and you got these Arabs who don't know how to dance, cook, like none of that. I don't know them. I mean, no disrespect, but I don't know what they do good in the world. Besides the Most High blessing Ishmael with oil. And we sitting there, talented people, letting these cats slap us around and do all type of stuff and tell them, yeah, come over here and worship Allah. I lied. That's what I call it. I lied. There's no inshallah. It's inshallah. We're not dealing with that. We need to come back to our God. And if you want to be real, they were converted by the Catholic Church. Just so you guys know. So our God prophesied that we would come over here and worship wood and stone. We need to come back to our God. Are there some good Arabs out there? Yes, but those are the ones who are going to help us, the Bedouins. The Bedouins in the Bible that the Bible speaks about. They're going to come and they're going to help us when we get over there. But these people who have their conscience sealed with a hot iron for their God, because I'm not going to say their God's name because it's not a God. It's nothing. Right? We got to do better than that. All right. So, my sisters, that's what the Bible says. Right? Let's go back to that. Yeah. Let's finish that off. The virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, you servants of the Lord. Behold the word of the Lord and receive it, and believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Like I was just saying, it's hard for a brother to see our brothers and sisters being underling to these people's gods and their nations. Yes, we all were under them, but me living among them, and I'm like, yo, knowing how they feel about our people and how they do our people over there, you don't know what it was like in the Arab Spring to see live what these people were doing to our people. I seen brothers hanging and Arabs cheering with a machete while a brother was straight hanging. I seen that. Right? And for our brothers to be over here and not, like, man, it is just crazy, man. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. With 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims on the earth. Get yourselves ready to leave this place. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. It's gonna come a time where we tell you, time to turn your stuff over. And he that buyeth as one that will lose. So it's not time to play game. It's time to store up in the time of plenty. Even though it's stuff going on, it's the time of plenty. It's like Joseph. Store up your grain. Store up all of your things you need to get you through this time. All your preservatives. Get your tangibles. So when it's time to flip your stuff, make it right, to get something for it so we can leave, boom. If it be the Most High's will. Well, I'm not the only one who keeps it real and raw about overseas. We have other shows where Elder has to keep it a certain way for a reason, because we have other people who, you know, like it's different thing. I can be a little homey here and relax for you guys like it's a couch, but there's different shows. I can be that way too, but here we don't need the same show of, every broadcast to be the same. Okay, because that becomes too redundant. All right. But no, they know the same thing. They spoke on it. Maybe you didn't hear it. But everyone's personality is different, like the Bible says. One person's Paul, one person's Apollos, one person watered, one person another person give the increase, another person plants the seed. All right. So let's go to verse 46. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captive. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. So let's jump to verse 49. Like as a whore envieth a right honest and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself and shall accuse her face. Well, that's talking about when people continue to do vanity instead of preparing themselves in this time as pilgrims. But I wanted to show my sisters out there, that's what's coming. Stop worrying about your body. What else do you have to offer outside of your body? That's what you need to ask yourself. Because you're not going to want to show your body in this time. Right? Do you really think you're going to be able to keep the Instagram up when there's no cameras around? You're going to want to do the little hip picture then when the armies is out? Huh? Yeah. You got to think about these things. Start preparing yourself to, how am I going to survive in the years to come? The years to come is small. Very minute. What are you going to do in the 10 years to come? What are you going to do? How are you going to survive? With your beauty? Because if all you have is beauty, you will be someone's sex slave, unfortunately. You and your children. And I hate to put it to you like that, but that's the reality of it. It's not even funny. It's scary. Get yourself right with the Most High. Come back to the Most High. Because your hustle is running out. And guess the scary part about it? You better hope you make it through this, because if you're going over there fornicating and you're dealing with people who's taking these things inside of them, you don't even know who you're dealing with. So we can tell you how to take certain things to help you and all that. So hey, it's time to come back to your God. Lord have mercy. Isaiah 13 and 12 really quick. That rain is raining, boy. Good Lord. Isaiah 13 and 12 real quick. It's raining hard. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So Let's go to verse 16. Their children shall also be dashed to pieces. Before their eyes, their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. The men over there overseas who are coming over here as migrants in the so-called army are liking what they watch overseas already on Instagram. A lot of them don't have wives, and in some of their religions, especially Islam, it's okay for them to actually take infidels and do what they would like to them, even children and men. Men, women, and children. Yes. Just so you know. In Islam. Yes. They will tell you it's not true, but it's true. So in war for them, anything goes. And we just read what it says. Your wife shall be ravished. But what type of man's wife is going to be ravished? Well, is it a righteous man? Nope. It's actually, not saying that righteous people will not have to go through things. But the Most High is going to protect those who he said he will protect, who are marked. As long as they listen and follow, unless it's his will that he just wants somebody specifically to go through something, obviously. But it's those people who are not following the Most High, who are still here in these situations, who are in the cities where all of these things go on. Some of your own people will do it, some of the armies and all that. So in this situation, you're like, well, Elder, they got a husband. Yeah, but they have a wicked husband. So a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man. These people who don't want to come and follow Christ and be marked under him. You see? Let's ask another question out there, just really quick. Why do most women feel the need to show their body to the world? Few reasons. Is it because of finances? Attention? Maybe some want to get married and think that, you know, if I give him this quick, he's gonna be with me. Yep, that's another reason. Power. Some people do it for power. Whether they do it through magic or power, some people do it through the craft or power. Some people do it through broken homes and lack of knowledge. Some women, because they're desperate. But when you're desperate and you get somebody, you make the same mistake again and have a kid. Oh, you gotta do it again. You're putting the kids through stress, putting your body through stress when it was intended for you to be with one man. And this new law that's coming, if they put this new conservative law in, Project 2025, that's against the rules, baby. I want y'all to remember that part. It's against the rules. You will not be able to operate outside of these lines. The freedom is gone. Huh? This is what they do, guys. They act like they're going to save you with democracy. And they come in and bring rules to clean it up. This is what happened. Huh? So, men, are looks good enough for you? You have to ask yourself this question. Stop falling for a woman's looks. It's good to have, obviously you want to be attracted to her. That's a small percentage. But make sure that mostly everything else is working out. And I can tell you, sometime you could turn on the outward appearance a woman into a dime. If her mind is good, if she loves the Most High, hey, make her work out and eat. Let her do that for a few years, and then you're going to be like, I put some work into that girl. She already had a good mind, and she loved the Most High. I put some work into that girl. And now she got one of them bodies like them girls who you wanted on Instagram. But she's righteous. So there you go. Okay? So, hey, now you flipping talents too. See? You don't have to go out there and be no pimp. I'm going to put these girls on the track. You can put them on a track in a righteous way. Make them run. Make them squat. Make them put the reps in. Eat food. Eat calories. Eat the protein. And be patient. And patience possesses your souls. And I'm going to ask another question, man. Should we give up on our sisters? Excuse the rain. It's raining. Very bad. Should we give up on our sisters? I want to see some questions some answers in the comments. Should we give up? Let me see what my men say. It's just a question. I'll tell you what I think after. Should we give up on our sisters? Because we got the passport bros and all of this going on. But yes, they are bringing migrants over, but should we give up on our sisters? There we go. We got Jeffrey Dent said nope. Okay. There we go. We got a lot of brothers is like, no, I'm not giving up on my sisters. So sisters, all these brothers who you told no, who you passed up, because some of you in the truth didn't pass them up, and look, some of you did the same thing. We're not gonna let you get away with it. Some of you like, he broke, he ain't got, girl, he's sorry, he ain't fine. Yeah, some of you did that, and they still accepting you. So I just want you to remember and see the grace and the mercy these brothers have. Okay? We're a family. We come from these mothers. All we have to do is just learn how to rebuild our kingdom. All right? Because we have grace, and a lot of us don't remember that we have grace. Our sisters, sometimes we don't remember that we have grace and that we came from grace, and that you would not be able to fornicate all over the place and show your body all over the place. Let me go to a scripture to prove that. Deuteronomy 23:2, really quick. So let us appreciate the grace that our God gave us, please. Deuteronomy 23:2. All right. Here we go. Deuteronomy 23:2 says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. One second. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even unto his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. So check it out. We don't know that a woman having a child out of wedlock, that was really that's not accepted in Israel. All of our sisters have to understand you are under grace. There's no thing where you telling some dude like, yeah, you need to have this. You done went through all your mistakes and you telling this dude, yeah, you need to have all this. No. Yeah, that rain is crazy tonight, guys. It's crazy. It was supposed to happen at 3 o'clock. It's crazy out there, so excuse that. There's nothing I can do about it. All right. Let us go to Ecclesiasticus 23:16. And then hopefully that don't turn the power off. Yeah, though. Ecclesiasticus 23:16. Yeah, let us. 1 second. Ecclesiasticus 23:16. One moment here. I'm almost there. 1 second. There we go. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is... Now we want to jump down to... Oh, the second half of it, the end of it. A fornicator, verse 16, the end of verse 16. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he had kindled a fire. So this means a lot of people can tell whether it's a man or woman. But right now we're talking about a man. So men will follow, will go after a harlot. And guess what? He will fornicate until he finally messed with the wrong one. He didn't mess with somebody's wife or somebody's sister. So he will not leave off until some bad happened to him. Okay? This is what happens because you become greedy. It becomes an addiction to you. Verse 17, all bread is sweet to a whoremonger, and he will not leave off till he die. You know, you got older, people in your family that's men, and you like, why you ain't married yet? They've been fornicating all their life. You know it. They can't keep a woman because they have become addicted to it, no different than smoking a drug. Yeah. Because he haven't found out. Every woman have a different smell, a different way, shape, all that. But you can find you one to settle down with. They are, you're going to always have a different look. But when you go after the flesh, you're going to never be satisfied. That's like you like a snack or a candy. That's why they keep coming out with the different, types of color, food colors and the cupcakes and all that. Knowing Israel, like once they become a sinner, they become addicted. They got the new cupcake, the new cookie, got the sprinkles on there, got the pink, that's how it is when it comes to the flesh. You see? Let's read verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock saith thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed. So he's breaking wedlock. So you sleeping with someone else's wife. You know how, let me tell you. Don't listen, you gotta have honor. And you know what's very sad? You have some people out there who really honor us as a people. And some of them, would love to switch places and be with a brother or sister. I've heard all type of crazy, disrespectful stories of white women and liking black men so much to where she got her own husband. He's working hard, rich, and doing everything for the family, and she would take a poor black guy just because she want to be with him so bad. And so we've lost honor as a people to show these Gentiles honor. And so people like that can't be trusted. You don't want them around your woman. You don't want them around your woman. They think every woman that's around your daughter, your auntie, your mama, they think everybody's for them. You got dudes out there who just, it's all about them. Yeah, he the smoothest dude ever. Ain't nobody like me. Yeah, you right. Ain't nobody like your fornicating, but you have no honor. No honor. That's one thing, the way I grew up, never cheated on none of my girlfriends, ever. Even though, we thought girlfriends was a thing, never cheated on my girl. Never had a problem with trying to take my homies or my brother's girl. We don't roll like that around here. And if you did, it's all good. Maybe you made your mistake, but we don't roll like that. We are, one thing my mom and my father taught me, grow up with honor and loyalty. So we got to fix that part about us. Got to fix that part because the Most High can't stand that. So if you ever done all that, fix it and don't do it again. Because let me tell you, you're going to be at the bottom of the pits of hell. You sitting there holy kissing your brother and yeah, she looking good on the side. You want his wife. You see her fixing his food and now you getting a little jealous. Brother, go get your own woman. There's many women out there. More women to a man. Okay? Verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. Nobody see me. The walls cover me and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Let me tell you. You think nobody's seen. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men. He think he all that because he can fight. Fighting, see, this is the thing. Fighting, you will not be able to fight everybody. You can't fight the Most High. Even if you can beat her husband, even if you can beat the average man, you think it's all about the flesh. You see? You only worrying about men. The Most High can kill the soul and the flesh. So you got bullies out there who goes around doing these things just because they got size on them, they big guys, and they fit the childish narrative of women worrying about some man's shoe size and all that. Let me tell you, guess what? They got a pitchfork for your behind Hey, get what you need to get out in on earth now, because guess what? As soon as you get down, you're gonna deal with a pitchfork. Trying to come around humble like you humble and yeah, brother, straight Judas. How you doing, my sister? You a snake. Waiting to get your time cut short. Such a man only feared the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. You idiot. You got some men who's just self-centered and they like, yeah, I seen her looking at me. Dude, get out of here. I used to have homies like that. I'm like, dude, she is not looking at you. Some women just are very nice women and they're respectful. I had a homie, every time somebody looked, yeah, she was looking. Dude, she was not looking at you at all. Literally. You know? All right. Let us go to 22 about the women. So we talking about whoremongers we were just talking about. Who follows after these worldly women. A wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man. Only wicked men, guys, want wicked women. Thus shall it go with the wife that, verse 22, thus shall it go with the wife that leaveth her husband. Pay attention, sisters. For those of you who wants to leave and think the grass is good on the other side, I'm talking about whether you're in the truth or not the truth. You got a good man. Let me tell you what God says about it through his prophets and his teachers. So you got grace. You have a lot of grace and mercy to walk around with your head up high like, he can't do nothing for me. What did you do for yourself first? What did you do for yourself? Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth in an heir by another. You done left your husband. He'd tell you get in shape, do all of these things he ever wanted you to do while you was with him, and you never listened to him. But you got with this old Negro over here, this old dirty Negro over here, and guess what happened? You done did all of that for him who don't treat you like nothing, who's lazy and don't want to work, and you done had a son by him. Uh-oh. He was too nice for you. The other guy was too nice for you, right? Too nice for you, huh? Let's see what the Most High says about that. Verse 23, because this happens a whole lot. Actually, this is really why women can't choose men. Because we keep repeating the same curses. Falling for the devil's tricks. The devil done jumped in our men, spitting game to women, and women fall for it. And all of us is becoming born. Here we go. It's time for us to stop it. Wake up. Nation of fornicators. Verse 23. For first, so the Most High saying, first off, she had disobeyed the law of the Most High. That's the first thing. We're going to say it how it is modern day, how the Most High is speaking. For first, she had disobeyed the law of the Most High. That's the first thing. And secondly, the second thing is she had trespassed against her own husband. That's the second thing. Just so you know, if you didn't read 1 Corinthians 11. I don't need no man. I can do it by myself. Oh, yeah. Well, you must not have read. You say you love God, right? You're giving godly quotes when you make your little Instagram post, when you look at your backside and tell them to come get it. That's what you're really telling them with your eyes. Huh? Secondly, she had trespassed against her own husband. And thirdly, she had played the whore in adultery. See, a woman never thinks when she does these things, she falls into the category. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a harlot. I'm not a whore. Oh, really? The Christ said, you shall know them by their fruit. So, hey, either you're going to bring fruits meet for repentance, or you're going to spend your life, the rest of your life, in a hell sentence. They want us to listen. Evil women, wicked women out there. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say our righteous sisters, but wicked women out there wants us to say all of the things that they've done, which we're not judging them by, Well, we can't call them pretty. We can't act like they didn't happen. We need to know what we are investing in. I'm not going to look down on you for your sins, but you got to be humble. You can't come over here try to tell me as if you present yourself as pure. And just say, well, you can't talk to me. You can't tell me. You know what? I'll go to the next one. Okay? So, she had played the whore in adultery and brought forth children by another man. Let's see what he says about those children. See, the Most High is so real. She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. What do they call that modern day? Let's do a blood test. Let's do a DNA test to see if this is my child. They got Maury and they got Jerry Springer and all that stuff they had. And how many men have went on the little court shows and all that to find out you are not the father. I've had people in my own family go through this. Fathers are honorable men taking care of their babies. Come to find out years when his baby is grown, it's not his baby. And I know the sister probably just made a mistake. And she was trying to fix her mistakes, but she should have at least been honest with this man. Because when a woman ain't loyal, and usually when that happens, the man is out of there. Because he can't live with the lie that you just slept in the bed with this man every day as a backstabber lying to this man. He should at least know what he's investing in. That's wrong. How can your conscience be with you at night? I know you love him, but if you love him, you tell him the truth. So what's going to happen with those children? My baby, my baby. Let's see what the Most High say about my baby, my baby. When you go outside and sleep outside of your husband, let's see what he says. Because the Most High said, he said, I will forget your children. I will laugh at your calamity. See, we think about children one way, but the Most High sees when children are going to be something later. He already sees the souls of what people are going to be. Am I telling us to go around having a lack of heart and a lack of love? That's not what I'm saying, but I have to speak on principle when it's time to speak on principle. Right now, we're speaking on principle. We're not speaking on forgiveness. We're speaking on when an act is made of our people when we are in the world. And obviously, those of us who are in the truth, we should know better. But when our people are in the world, why do you think we constantly go through the curses repetitively? This is what this is about right here. This is what we're talking about right now. And I know it hurts. We've all been lied to. We've all have not probably been taught some things right. But it's going to take us admitting to our faults, forgiving people, and moving forward for a better nation for our children to come. Her children shall not take root. What happens in the ghettos? The repetitive curses, perpetually. This is why our children are not taking root. The knowledge of Jacob that we used to have, Jacob being a form of all things, our people are suffering from a lack of knowledge about who we are and our God. That's what he's talking about here. So now your children, they just can't seem to do well. Y'all can't seem to come out of the hoods, can't seem to come out of the curses. You done left this man, and it's almost like the children are cursed more than the curses they had. And then they end up dead or in jail over and over, getting shot by a cop, same old stuff. He on drugs, talking back to the mama. Then he goes out, get him a girl, and he does the same life that you had because he learned it from mama. Mama did what she wanted to do. And you want to go pick a woman like mama. So he goes to pick a woman like what he thought was good for. So this is guys. They only going to learn what they're taught. Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit. So you had babies by these dudes, but now you get with the new husband. You mad at you blaming the new husband because he don't want to love your children as his own in a sense, because they don't love him as their own, because it's kind of like it's just a hard thing sometimes. And you more mad at the new husband than the old husband who put you through all of this. It be all this stuff going on. And I'm not saying this goes on in every relationship, but these kind of curses, it becomes confusion when we don't keep in structure how the Most High did. So guess what? Going forth, we have to fix these things. We have to think about all of these things. When we have our children get ready to get married, we have to say, no, let me present my daughter as a good girl to a man. And make sure that this man is a man who can take care of my daughter. He's not some guy playing around in his 20s who just want a girl just because he's cute. I want to make sure if something happened to me, my daughter's taken care of. And if I got a son, he's not some lazy dude just want to lay up with somebody's daughter and he's sorry. So you put your son to work. And, you know, it's just what it is. If he's going to be in your house, he's going to work. He's going to work hard and he's going to be somebody. So if he does want to get married, he needs to learn how to serve the Father first. Right? So these are the things, guys, these are the things. What happened when our women fell, have became spoil and booty. It messed up our whole nation. When the devil deceived Eve, messed up Adam's whole thing. Now they've deceived, they've been taken, and now we have to put this message out because they're coming to totally take them down. At the last, to use them for what they want to use them for. Verse 26, shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments. It is great glory to follow the Lord, and to be received of him is long life. So those children that do remain, guess what? Their parents are teaching them good in the households. They know what it's like to, you know, the goodness of the Lord. And when you go to the Testament of Reuben, it talks about how women, right, are in fornication more than men. 2 verse 12. Let's go to Testament of Reuben, chapter 2, verse 12, really quick. Let me see something. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, and I'm talking about sisters and brothers, neither can Beliar overcome you. Now let's go to the women. For evil are women, my children. Is it talking about all women are evil? You see, back in the days, you didn't have to tell this to our forefathers. I mean, if you're not evil, you're not evil. It's not talking about you. For fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Belial overcome you. Verse 12. Verse 13. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over a man. So what are they telling our sisters today? That they can be dykes and they can be, you know, they can transition and all that. Guess what? We going from the scriptures to show you they don't have strength as a man. They were not made like a man. They use wiles by the outward attractions. If I want a man, let me go to the bar. Let me put on a tight, nice little gold and yellow dress. Let me make my hair curly or get my hair straight. Let me smell good. Let me get my nails done. Let me put on my witch outfit. And I'm not saying it's always intentional. Some women just want to have a good life, and that's the only thing that they know, that they was taught by grandma or mama. Yeah. Some of these things that the older people teach our sisters is wrong. Put a condom in your purse to make them think you cheated on them. Let me tell you, it's crazy. Put your time of the month in the pot so you can keep them and all that. This is the craft that goes on. So it's not just Instagram. They use wiles by outward attractions that they may draw him to themselves. That's the nature of a woman. But really supposed to be covered up, and really your virtue of the Most High. A man's gonna like that. She's sweet. She offered me some water. Yeah. Even Abraham told Ishmael, get this old nail out of this tent. She has no hospitality. She's cursing the kids out while you going all that. Get this old nail, get this heifer up out of here. Get you a new wife. See? Verse 14, in whom they cannot bewitch by outward attraction. So if you got a man that's a righteous man and he's not falling for no outward appearance only, because it's women out there who always have a problem. Some of these women, particular women, why is he not looking at me like all the other men? Well, you think we didn't know, did you? All the other men telling me I'm pretty all day, going out their way for me. Why is he not doing it? Well, you got the wrong one, baby. I'm a child of the Most High. I don't fall for the flesh. Whether I got a wife or not, I don't fall for the flesh. That's how we have to be, man. You seek the kingdom and everything else shall be added unto you. Because she's betting on you falling for the flesh. Like, girl, I got him. Watch this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah? This is what they plot against. Overcome him by craft. For moreover concerning them, the angel of the Lord told me. So the angel told him the game. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on women. And how once they become wicked, they deal like the serpent. Wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. The tree of good, and then comes evil. They learned it from the devil. And taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men. Don't let them play you trying to act all innocent. Oh, I haven't been with that many people. Oh, I'm a virgin. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you know, man, that's that girl such and such. You remember in high school? Boy, yeah, we had a party. We had a time, huh? Oh, it's time for you to move to another state. You want to marry that. Because every time you go to the grocery market, he gonna get it. They gonna let you know. So you better wait on the Most High, brother. Let me tell you. You want these famous women who've been all over the place, you have to be careful with that. Because they seek fame more than the Most High in a man. And if I was famous, I wouldn't want to be famous no more if I'm trying to get a husband. I'm like, listen, hey, put on that Muslim joint. See my eyes only. I mess with y'all. But, you know. And in their heart they plot. So in their heart, it's talking about their mind. And in their mind or their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment. Let me get all nice and attractive and sexy on him, so I can pull him and draw him in, knowing he's weak. He ain't gonna be able to resist this. And then I get closer. So the more he resists, the more closer I get to him and the more aggressive I get. Because some women go around to try to, what they call, catch bodies. Or even when they see a man married. A man may be going to the store, and just because he's a man, he loves his wife. But men veer off sometimes if they see a woman, and the wife already knows she's looking like, I know you was looking at her. He's a man. You know, his mind have antennas. If he sees bedroom attire, that's men. That don't mean he gonna be disrespecting his wife. He didn't plan to see a woman like that. He just seen her. She shouldn't be dressed like that. That's, to be honest, that's her fault. That's not his fault. She shouldn't have been dressed like that. Even if you had the same body as her, his mind. Listen, women in our culture did not dress like that. It's just what it is. All right, so they'll see a man with a wife, and they'll try to see if she can get him looking and all that. Once she sees she got his eyes, she'll tell her hunger, girl, I got him. I can have him. The next time she sees him, she's trying to compete to see if she can get him to, sleep with him. And she just does it as some type of game, evil game. And men, they got to get themselves right with the Most High, because it's rough out here for a man. They trying to hold it down, be on point with the wife, and then it be that time the wife get on his nerves. And then we talking about men in the world, obviously, not men in the truth. It be that time his wife got on his nerves. They've been going through it. He sees her. It's in all of the movies. And now he's going through it. They showed that on one of them power shows. What power show was that? The Big Meat show. This dude, he was with Big, he was a father of Big Meat and all that, trying to hold it down with his wife, and this woman, and she had to do that to the brother, and it messed his marriage up. Hey, man, it's dirty out here, guys. It's dirty out here. It's dirty out here. That's why you have to stay washed in the word, stay on point. These sisters out here, listen, every Instagram page, you can just scroll on the first page. Hey, it's a total strip club in the gym. The gym has turned into the strip club. That's why you got to be careful, young men out there. Sometime I got to go buy the private gym out or find a gym where nobody, hey, it's crazy out here. You just be trying to work out with your little wife and they looking at you and you like, oh, why are you doing this? You see me with my wife. Listen, these are total demons out here. You ain't sleeping with that woman. You're going to be sleeping with a demon who led that person to get you. And by means of their adornment, they deceive first their minds. Once they get your mind, like Christ said, if you would do it in your mind, you would do it in real life. So they like, once I plant the seed in the mind, I got them. And by the glance of the eye instill the poison. She like, girl, I got his butt. I got him, girl. He's mine. I got him. Next time I see him, and let me tell you, this, what they call it catching bodies. And they'll catch the body with no bag, just so they can walk around like Queen Bee to compete with another woman. That's why the Bible says, I hate a woman jealous of another woman. And then through the accomplished act, they take them captive. And because the man don't want his wife to find out, she say, I need money. If you don't give me money, I'm going to tell your wife. I need you to be over here at this time. You like, I got to be at home with my family, woman. And now you are in her control. You in Kali's control, Queen Bee. The virgin, the unvirgin Mother Mary. Not the Virgin Mary, the unvirgin Mother Mary. See, we didn't lay it all. Let me tell you, y'all will miss these lessons if you want to. The Holy Spirit gonna drop it on you every time. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing she beguiles him. Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind. If you're going to get fly, my sister, don't get fly like the Instagram women. Don't even look at them to adorn yourself. Don't look at the lashes as like the camels that we can see through the tint of the car. I'm driving by the car. I can see her lashes through the tint of the windows. I'm like, man, this look like a straight camel's eyelashes. This is too much. This is way too much. I just see them thing. They on the phone too. You know how they be. They all look the same too. They got, our sisters got nice lips. So they got the lips going on. The lashes just, they flapping fast in the mug too. Like, you like, what is going on? This girl can fly her way. I don't even know why she's driving. She can fly up out of that thing. And 2 weeks later, her eyes is hurting. She's getting bumps on her eyes because the lashes is too big. Because she got the cheap lashes. Lord have mercy. Y'all sisters know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't. You see, they like, we gonna have to gang up on Elder Rawchaa. He know too much. He know too much. Listen, baby, you can't. The Holy Spirit got me. That woman will jump. You try to jump me, the Holy Spirit will take all of y'all. Straight up. She ain't worrying about no Jezebels. She's winning every time. Boom, boom, boom. She winning more than Clarissa Shields. And she ain't got to make no whack rap songs to do it. She don't got to make no ratchet rap songs. All right? Because every woman who uses these wows hath been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allure the watchers. Let me tell you, this deception is so powerful. So when you have a woman, a wife who don't understand this, to pray for her husband who's weak, And to understand how a man and a woman think, you have to understand these things. Women, you have to study with your husbands. You gonna let some woman just come take your husband? Pray for this man, study with this man, and understand how women think. And understand what you need to do to keep his eyes on you. That's the key you missing. You want to complain, why she doing that? Why are you doing that? Hey, what are you doing to keep his eyes on you? Hey, if you know he like Instagram, hey, you be his Instagram. Work out, get yourself right. And he's going to be patient with you because he's liking what he's seeing. He like, every week you drop it, hey, let's go. Let's get it. And if he want more, put on more. Eat more. He like, listen, I'm full. You eat that. Because he's waiting to see his project come to life. He will be patient to possess that soul. You didn't know that, did you? He really loves you. But you have to know how the devil tries to play him too. Okay? Let's jump to, you know what? Let's jump to 19. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants. So these women were lusting after men with nice bodies or whatever the case may be, to be like the angels. So that's how important it is to make sure that we keep ourselves in shape for one another and healthy. However, because everyone likes different things. Some people don't need all that. Some people want that. Some women will tell you, you're too big. Everyone got to find your own way with that. But work together is all I'm saying. Some men ain't going to listen to nothing. Somebody, he's like, man, I like mine big, Elder. Hey, that's on him. So we have to respect everybody's, thing how they like it. But I'm saying for your relationship, find how you guys like and y'all work together and don't stop working together. It's nothing done overnight too either. Nothing's done overnight. But don't keep using a nothing done overnight excuse. Okay? Boy, let me tell you, boy. It's some more scriptures I want to go to. Am I going to make it through them? Let me see. Hosea 2:2. Let's go there really quick. I can't wait till I got finished a few things so I can start having these lessons more early. Hosea 2:2. Oh Lord. Sorry. Plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother played the harlot, she that conceived them had done shamefully, for she said, I will go after my lovers, and give my bread and my water, who give me my bread and my water and my wool and my flax and my oil and my drink. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall that she find not her paths. Now, what is this talking about, guys? It's talking about us. But I want to bring it to you modern day, really quick. We talked about in Sirach how it talked about a woman who would leave her husband and have children with another man. And then now she wants to come back to her husband, and she expects her husband to take her back and her children she had by another man. And even sometimes a woman who just expects some man to just come and be save her with all this. What is the Most High saying about us here? He said, listen, no, you wanted to go after them? Hey, you go after them. He said, he said, you know what? And I'm done with you. I'm not paying your car note no more. I'm not paying this and that. All them bills and stuff I was paying, you get it from whoever his name is. You get it from him now. Cause he looking like, I can't afford that, baby. You should stay with your husband. And so now what happens is you don't have your husband anymore. He's divorced you. And this is what the Bible is saying. Lest I strip her naked. He's like, when I got you, you wasn't nothing. You didn't have none of this. Now I'm taking care of you and doing all of this. Go back to Henry or whoever his name is. Go to Joe. Go on down the street to Joe. See, lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her as a dry land, and slay her with thirst. See? And he's like, hey, them ain't my kids. Hey. And guess what? He like, hey, my kids over here with me. Don't try to tell them that's they brothers and all that. No. You had they don't know that. No. This is the Most High. So I mean, I'm just bringing it modern day. I'm just saying, it's people who think they can just go do what they want to do, and just the Most High just accept us back. And this is the Christian mindset today. We can go fornicate, do whatever, and our God will accept us. No, he will not. No, he will not. Bring ye forth fruits, meet for repentance. Show your actions if you really love me. Period. First Corinthians 6:18 says, flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. Matthew 5:28 says, but I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery in his heart. I want to go to John 8:1 real quick, and then we're going to get ready to close it out. John 8:1. Been sitting so long, my knee's starting to hurt. I need to get some blood flow. John 8:1. Where's my arginine? I need to take this arginine. It's going to put some blood flow in me. That's one thing I love about that arginine. Arginine gonna put that blood in you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Where you at, arginine? Okay. All right. So we at John 8:1. Let's see what it says here. John 8. Yeah, John 8:1. And Yeshua went, and those of you who don't know what Yeshua means, it just means Christ. It just means Savior. My Savior, okay? Yeshua is his name, but we call him my Savior. Yeshua. The Yah means my. If you're a person who's just now learning, all right? Okay. Yeshua went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now, it wasn't uncommon for people to go through these things. Don't forget, Christ wasn't around. I mean, our people had fell from the law. They were doing way more than this. But Christ was coming back to restore our people. Right? To restore our people like we're doing now. So we can't go around and just blaming everyone. You guys see what I'm saying? They say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? So they were trying to catch some person who they already knew who deals with this. Trying to always catch Christ in his words and catch him up. Let's see what he's going to say about this. And he already knew that they were trying to catch him up. So what did he say? In verse 6. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him, you see? But Yeshua stooped down with his finger and wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. So when they continued to ask him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him let him first cast a stone at her. And again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted in their own conscience, went out one by one. Because some of them probably was fornicators. Beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yeshua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Yeshua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Had no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Yeshua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. So, he reminds me of what, how he told the disciples of what he told us to do today. Have mercy on your people. Even this lesson, it's a merciful lesson. It's teaching the sisters, hey, this is what you can get punished for, but you can repent if you come real, if you come back serious. But like he told her, sin no more. You have to be ready to stop what you're doing and bring forth fruit, meat for repentance. Meaning you have to be contrite at heart in your mind to actually come to Christ. You have to be serious about it. You can't come to Christ just to say, oh, I got baptized. No, you have to be serious about this. Dress better, be better, do better, eat better, speak better. Okay? So you can be saved and change your life. And if it be the Most High's will, you can, if you didn't learn to have a relationship right, if it be the Most High's will, you may be able to have a relationship. But don't come in for a relationship, come in to save your soul. A lot of women made these mistakes in the past, and they're coming in looking for a husband right away. I'm sorry, sweetheart, no. You need to be happy your soul is getting saved. You had a lot of husbands already. If you get a husband, you're blessed, and the Most High was graceful and merciful on you because you worked for it. You sought the kingdom, and then he added that to you. All right? Yeah. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy says, This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness. Yeah, I show all my Instagram pictures, but I still go to church, I still read the Bible sometimes. What are you reading the Bible for if you're not doing it? You're going to party at night. You're going to Dubai. You're going to be a fornicator, and you just got a Bible on one of your stories. Yes, but praise the Lord. The Lord is so good. How did you just get that $10,000 you got? Huh? But denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Don't save her because she don't want to be saved, if that's the kind. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, guys. Listen. Revelations 21:8 says, But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So those who want to be whoremongers, pimps, and harlots, you won't make it in. It's so bad out there, guys. It's so bad that fair use. This is what's going on out there. This is what's going on. We're getting ready to close out. This is what's going on. This is how bad it is. And the scary part about it is, listen, when they bring the project 2025, they've already set up the children to be taken through sin. And they set up the women. Yeah, they set up your children to be taken because you allowed them to see all of these things. And guess what? They want to tell you, You don't need no man. Hey, Megan Thee Stallion got a man. Beyonce got a man. They telling you you don't need a man. You better be careful. They probably already know the laws to come. They like, I better get me a man. Hands on your knees, huh? Make that clap. Make that A clap. Hands on your knees. These girls don't look like they nothing but 4 or 5 years old up in here. Fair use. Hey. All we're saying is in 2025, they're saying they don't want to see any of this. I feel bad for these children. But the reality is, our God's saying, because you forgot him, he's going to forget these children too. So if these poor children don't get God in their life soon, unfortunately, you ask, what is God going to do with the children? See, black women think just because they're their children, all of these children that they had out of wedlock, and from these bad marriages, they think just because that's their children that God is just going to protect your little black kids. No, he's not. You need to structure them according to these scriptures. This was your choice. This was your doing of your fruit. This is the result of our children going to jail, becoming harlots, pimps, thugs, because of our stiff neck and stubbornness. And these children, we just pass on demons to them, and it continues to perpetuate. When shall the curse stop, my sisters and my brothers? You like living in the hood and going through all of this turmoil? You like sleeping in a different bed? Different bed or different men at night? I told you last week, there was a sister who said, she was an older sister, she said, I left my husband because I got a college degree and I thought I was better than him, and I'm sleeping with all these different men and it still didn't make me happy. I was still lonely. It's more than time to get the belt. It's time for us to change first. And then you got a whole sister whose name Miles Sauce, a grown-up lady, saying, if the party ain't like this, don't invite me. These are the sisters who we talking about right here. Crazy. Boy, let me tell you. And our sisters think that this is a joke. This is not a joke. It's not a game. So I want you guys to, one second, fair use. Go back and watch no. One second here. One second. Fair use. Okay, let me play it. Fair use. One second. Hold on. Let me make sure it's going to play, guys. One second.
Single mothers. It wants to change policies to punish single moms and perhaps even remove children from single parent households. Don't take my word for it. Let me show you. Their top priority is promise number 1, restoring the family as the centerpiece of American life. And they specifically call out unmarried mothers as a reason that the American family is in crisis. 400 pages later, when you get to their section on the Department of Health and Human Services, you see that they want to rewrite what the definition of a family is to be comprised of a married mother and father and their children, saying that currently Health and Human Services is too focused on LGBTQ plus equity and subsidizing single motherhood, and saying that these policies should be repealed and replaced by policies that support the formation of stable married nuclear families. It's not enough to be heterosexual, by the way, because they also call out homes with non-related boyfriends as being one of the most dangerous places for a child.
See? You want your boyfriends, huh? Your different boyfriends, there you go. This have ruined our family. They telling you all the things of the curses that they've allowed you to do, to soak up and get happy about. They're coming to clean it up now. Huh? The Most High, hey, it's up to us for him to put the law in our hearts or our minds. But let me tell you, he's showing you time and chance happen to all men in this generation.
And they don't much like surrogacy either. In the context of
all these things are based on biblical principles. As if they care, but you know.
Emerging reproductive technologies, Health and Human Services should never place the desire of adults over the right of a child to be raised by the biological fathers and mothers who conceived them. Here's a horrifying paragraph. The Secretary of Health and Human Services anti-discrimination policy statements should never conflate sex with gender identity or sexual orientation. Rather, the Secretary should proudly state that men and women are biological realities that are crucial to the advancement of life sciences and medical care, and that married men and women are the ideal natural family structure because all children have a right to be raised by the men and women who conceived them. They also want to promote reunification as a part of child support, which is terrifying for domestic violence survivors. And they want to institute a healthy marriage and relationship education program in every state-level high school in America, with curriculum on healthy marriages. Oh, I wasn't kidding about child support either. Child support in the United States should strengthen marriage as the norm, restore broken homes, and encourage unmarried couples to commit to marriage. There's also a line in here that basically says that if you're the parent of a transgender child, that is child abuse. And if everything I've read hasn't sounded too bad, you haven't been reading between the lines, and this line here should clear it up. But the pro-family promises expressed in this book and central to the next conservative president's agenda must go much further than the traditional narrow definition of family issues. Every threat to family stability must be confronted.
All that is saying is, let what God put together, no man put asunder. So they're just bringing back so-called biblical principles as if they care. But listen, they allowed our people to sin so they can win, and guess what? And guess what? They're bringing in all of these people who have family. You understand orientation from overseas, all of these migrants and all that. And they're going to give the benefits to people like that. And our people are going to be put out of their houses, like the Bible says. It says our people shall be put out of their houses. So listen, let me tell you. It don't sound bad to us because we know it, but our poor people who don't follow the Most High, they're going to be put out of their houses. Straight out. So guys, let me tell you. It's a wrap out here. It's a wrap out here. And we don't really need to go into all of the let me tell you. The BBL name. Let me tell you, this lesson, like I said, I just titled it that, but you can go down and down and down. Woman paralyzed after Brazilian butt lift sues. Florida cosmetic surgeon disciplined over Brazilian butt lift debt. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on. Plastic surgery goes wrong. You guys, 2 hospitalized after butt lift complications. You know, I don't really want to go on all that because I don't really know what I'm going to see and all that, but you can go on and on and on. Is the booty that important? But see, we don't really want to talk about the booty. We want to talk about the spoil definition of booty because it's spoiled. Oh, this is the main thing I want to show our sisters. Is the outward appearance that important? See, Elder, you're like, well, Elder, you always talk about being fly. Being fly and holy. Not being fly and, hey, hold without the L-Y. No. No. And some sisters, you know, our poor sisters, some people have grown up to think like, I have to show something because if I don't show something, I don't feel like I'm myself or a woman. I'm sorry. You're not going to get accepted into heaven. Just so you know. You're not going to get accepted into heaven. If I show him a little cleavage, it's unholy. It's unholy. Start dressing with holy attire. Yes, you can come fly. Yes, I tell people, do not come like you're off the color purple, but too basic. Yes, not regular and basic. But, and if that's all you have, do your best. But what I'm saying is, if you have the wherewithal to become your best, to look nice, look nice. But what I'm saying is, keep yourself holy. Because I will say this, if you want to get married, I'm only saying this, don't come too basic if you want to get married. And just, if you're trying to convert people, if you don't want nobody to know who you are, then you dress like the Muslims over there with the whole little thing on you and just they can just see your eyes. That's when you do that. But if you actually have to go out to work, you still have to be presentable. So people, you can shine your light. But what I'm saying is, don't do the Instagram, social media, Hollywood. Don't do it. You're going to have punishments coming to you for tempting men, whether you didn't know or not. And it's not going to help you because you're never going to get a husband. The man who's with you, you keep having problems with it because he keep telling you, stop going outside like that. That's why you're having problems. He wants you to be only his wife. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with what I got on? I can't wear this to the Sabbath. You still don't get it. You still don't get it. A grown man has to tell you, is this too tight and all this? You still don't get it. So if he gets somebody else down the line and you ain't there no more, that was your fault. Because you didn't want to listen. We just read it what the Most High said about being a harlot. We just read it. Okay? And then now someone needs to feel sorry for you for your mistakes. Oh, I didn't know no better. Yeah. How long shall you not know any better when you're being taught? All right? So I want you to re-ask these questions to yourselves. Okay, sisters. What do I have to offer as a helpmeet to the Most High if I'm not married? That's one. And, trying to be a virtuous woman. But if you're single, that's really the most important thing you should focus on is a relationship with God before a relationship with a man. If you don't have a relationship with the Most High, it's not going to work out. Okay? You've already showed that you're not good at picking men and having relationships with men. The only thing you're good at with men is fornicating with them and showing your body. You don't know how to have good relationships with men. So practice on a biblical, foundational relationship of Christ with the Most High first. That's going to help you out better. It's going to be hard, but it's not anything in life hard to accomplish that you want to have success in. Okay? Attention is going to cast you into hell. Finances, if you're single, you got to work now. You did all of that dirt. You got to go out there and work. You thought the rich man was going to give you all of the money just because you showed him your body. No. But the man who's not rich, he got to do all of that. He got to do all of that though for you, huh? But you don't wore yourself out with the rich man, but you expect him to do with the rich man. Come on now, let's come back to the Most High so he can fix all of these things. But it's going to take work. Nothing does not take work. Your power, is it worth it? How long shall you use excuses of, I didn't know, I didn't have no knowledge. Somebody did this to me when I was young. I can't forgive. I come from a broken home. Hey. And men, you have to know, what does a woman have to offer outside of booty, spoil, outward appearance, relations? If you as simple as a day is old and just fall for that, and then you complain about her later, you got her because of only outward appearance. That's your fault. You have to ask yourself, are looks enough for you? Okay? So, I'm gonna leave it there. We'll try most I will and do is go ahead and do some call-ins. I haven't done no call-ins in a while because I've been coming on late. But I just like to drop the bomb on y'all and a lot of people so they can actually get a pen and paper, study, and have a good time doing it. But facing reality. So obviously I had to be straight, raw, and very truthful on my shows, but I try to, give you a little humor, which being myself. It's not corny, it's just myself. But it's very important, my sisters, that you destroy some of these Instagram pages. If you're on there as some Instagram model, there's no such thing as an Instagram model. Let's put that out there first. There's no such thing as an Instagram model. That is not a model. Even the models are not models. Sorry, Babylon lied to you. It's a harlot. They're sitting there watching some woman twist. Listen, it's no different than a strip show. Sorry. You don't need to be a model. Be a model for Sarah or a virtuous woman. Be a model for that. That's a model of the Most High. Stop trying to, stop letting these people tell us all we are as basketball players. I wish my son would ask me to play some basketball. No, bruh. You can play for fun. If you ain't planning to own a team, it ain't going down. That's me, though. You need to be up there with I don't know if Dave Stern ain't alive no more, huh? You need to be up there with them chilling and say, oh yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I can go to these different stadiums and watch games. We ain't playing for y'all. That's not going down. That's just not how I do. I play good enough to basketball. Teach my son good to play. We talking about ownership in my time. You ain't getting injured for these cats and then, oh yeah, I used to play. Man, nah, we ain't playing for these dudes. Your daddy was smart enough to say no to not play for them. And I'm not against people who played NFL and NBA, but I was smart enough to say I'm not playing for them. I'm gonna do my mute. I'm not signing no record label. One thing about Houston, I can appreciate independence. Slim Thug on his own whole neighborhood. And when I used to watch that boy ride down the streets with 20 cars in all blue because he did real estate. He was smart. And that's one thing I can appreciate about the examples here. They weren't the best examples of everything, but independence is powerful. But if you have independence just for money, it's not enough. You got to have Christ first. Because Slim Thug, unfortunately, he's talking about Allah too. Lord have mercy. But he even bought a whole neighborhood. So, we just have to really get our minds right. My son, you can't play no sports for the white man. It ain't going down. Sorry. If you want to have fun, cool. But we building legacy names now. Period. And for the people who had to play sports to build their and to start a business and to build a legacy name, that's cool too. But no more being under these people and continue to fall in the snare of the fowler. Let me tell you, when I go overseas, it's disgusting to hear them say, "Oh, you play football? You play basket?" They don't even say basketball. They say basket. You play basket? I'm tired of them asking, or are we playing sports? Or are our sisters video vixens or Instagram models? That's nothing. Every time you ask some sisters, yeah, I'm a model. You're not a model. You're not. You're pretty, but you're not a model. They gave you some stupid name of Instagram model. That's degrading. That's a byword. I'm sorry. I'm like, listen, why can't I be a dentist or a doctor? The first thing you ask me, do I play a sport? Yeah, I know we're good at sports, but every black man you see does not play a sport. So we got to break the curses. All right, we do. That's why, I'm like, nah, I own my supplement company. That's what I do. And I do the work of Christ. So we have to work towards things. All right. And sometimes I'm not going to say I'd rather a man work a job than do a sport because everybody got to do what they got to do. But good Lord, it's like, is that all we are, rappers? Yeah, I rap. How many girls do you tell you rap? Here we go. Another guy who raps. Lord have mercy. Anyway, we're going to leave it here tonight. The vanity of the Brazilian butt lift, of the outward appearance, of the looks, it's all vanity. Come back to your God, or continue to be a spoil to the rest of the world and the nations. Get your mind right. Oh yeah, January 7th. January 7th. Don't forget to go to historytimes.org and join that Hebrew and Bible Academy. $50 a month. Going to be the best $150 you spent in your life. If you think I'm lying, I don't know what to tell you. But you don't want to miss it. It's not just no marketing. Unfortunately, it's not just no marketing. A lot of people are good marketers, but the facts is, this is the real. So get your mind right. historytimes.org.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make